It used to be played in a curling club. This small piece of Canadiana started out in the smallest of venues. However, over the years, as the Brier has grown, one thing remains the same. Every year, it's defined by the moment when it comes to an end. Tonight, 8 men will walk onto curling's biggest stage. They will play a game they've been perfecting their entire lives. For one team, their dream will come to an end. But for the others, a lifetime of work will pay off with one incredible moment and a feeling that will last forever. It's a moment that can make you fly. It's a moment that can bring you to your knees. It can make you scream at the top of your lungs. Or it can leave you speechless. It can happen for the best team in the world. It can happen to one that defied the greatest of odds. No matter how that moment happens, it's one that can define a career. And no matter who it happens for, it always feels the exact same way. Tonight, the Brier's final act will be played. And for the 83rd time, one team will become the Canadian champion and experience that moment. Whose moment will it be?
We're at the Credit Union Center on this Sunday night for the Tim Hortons Brier final. And it sounds like the entire province of Saskatchewan is here in Saskatoon. We've had an outstanding week. As you saw in the preview show, some great shots and some great action, and that brings us to this crucial final tonight. Earlier today was the bronze medal game. Jamie Cooey, what a story for the Yukon Northwest Territories. In the playoffs for the first time, he lost though to Rob Fowler, who will take home the bronze. And then of course tonight, it is Ontario and Alberta. As they get piped in, you can hear the crowd here at the Credit Union Center. Scott Manners, Team Saskatchewan, put on a great show, and now these are the two left standing. As you see Glenn Howard walking in, what a story he is. No one's played in more games. 182 games here at the Brier. It's his 6th final since 2006. He's lost 4 of them. That one win coming, of course, back in 2007 in Hamilton. And what can you say about Kevin Cooey and Team Alberta as he walks in his 2nd Brier and now in his 2nd Brier final. And that sets up a great matchup, Ontario and Alberta tonight for all the marbles. So glad you're with us on this very crucial Sunday, everybody. Brian Mudryk with you at the Credit Union Center. You can feel the energy in the building. It is simply electric. And since 2006, no one has been more consistent than that man, Glenn Howard. But he's lost a couple of tough ones. Trying to rebound now here tonight as he takes on Alberta. Of course, it's a rematch of that 2010 final in Halifax. It needed an extra end, and it was Kevin Cooey winning the title and winning a world championship as well. With much more on the game, the man calling the action, Vic Rauter.
Hello, Canada. Linda and Russ alongside. It is pretty special. We never get tired of this moment at a Brier, the gold medal game. Yes, a lot of hard luck. Hard luck, Howard. Lost a lot of finals. Is he thinking about those?
I think so, Vic. I know him pretty well. It's the glass half full, it's the glass half empty. It's all about perspective with Team Ontario. They love to compete. They love the Brier. They love the crowds. They love to make good shots. They're just getting their money's worth.
And that statistic right there, those numbers, Linda, this team started off 5 extra end games. They could have gone any way. They could have very easily been 1-5 or 2-3. But man, they are playing so well.
Well, there's things that experience teaches you. First of all, how to deal with this crowd. It's amazing. It's loud in here. Second of all, you manage the event. That's those first games you talk about. And finally, you peak at the right time. And they're putting it all together. The look in Glenn Howard's eyes, I'm not sure you're going to beat him.
Well, he's made the promise to his team that, in fact, this is my Brier. I'm going to win this. Time will tell, of course, if he can make that happen. When you talk about Kevin Cooey, he doesn't have the same kind of experience as Howard does, but that one experience was a good one.
It was pretty good, Vic. One Brier, one win. So Kevin, unlike Ontario, doesn't know how to lose a Brier so far, so that should keep him in good stead tonight to help him a lot in this big game. The question mark, though, is the third, Pat Simmons. He's been so ill all week. It looks a little bit better, but he hasn't been around all day in bed. He has to step up tonight. I'm sure he will.
Well, he has a little bit of color in his face. The color that we saw most of yesterday and the day before was green, so it's nice to see him out here. Look, they got off to a wonderful start, as we expected these two teams. They won 6 straight, Alberta, but then they hiccuped down the stretch.
Yeah, it was cruise control at the first, and definitely not a good finish in round-robin play. But we always say good teams turn it around, and Alberta did. You saw that in the playoff games, second half of the game, they were very strong. 4 enders. The problem is you can't be too slow against this Glenn Howard team. Now, Ontario is going to be good, but Kevin Cooey is not intimidated either, but you have to play better in the first half of the game against Glenn Howard.
So it is a rematch of 2 years ago. Ontario against Alberta in the final of the Tim Hortons Brier. Shot. Oh, look at that.
The 2012 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Roll Up the Rim to Win. It's time for Tim's. The 2012 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Ford, official automotive partner of the Canadian Curling Association. By M&M Meat Shops, hundreds of meal ideas, one aisle. And by Sponge Towels, paper towels. Nothing absorbs like it.
It's the gold medal game of the 2012 Tim Hortons Brier from Saskatoon to wind up a wonderful week here in Saskatchewan. It is Ontario against Alberta. Time to meet the teams now, brought to you by Ford. Drive one.
Hi, I'm Glenn Howard, skip of Team Ontario. Our lead is Craig Saville, our second is Brent Lang, our third is Wayne Madaw, and we curl out of the Coldwater and District Curling Club.
Hi, I'm Kevin Cooey, skip of Team Alberta. Our lead is Nolan Thiessen, second Carter Rycroft, third Pat Simmons, and we curl out of the Glencoe Curling Club in Calgary.
Ontario finishing with a record of 10-1, clearly better than the rest of the field. Alberta going 8-3, and because of that, Ontario had the choice of stones. They also get the last rock in the opening end of play. So Ontario will play the red, Alberta the yellow, as we're set to begin this Brier final on a Sunday night here in Saskatoon. Nolan Thiessen settles in as Kevin Cooey puts down the brush to get us underway.
But we talk about the importance of the last rock. In round-robin play, the team with the hammer in the first end won 65% of the time. We know from history, if you can get your deuce in the first end, it's closer to 70% of the time you win. And in that 1-2 game, it was Ontario getting the deuce in the first end. Beautifully executed by Glenn, leaving space, playing tap-backs, and that was a real key to their victory.
It certainly was, Linda. And then the team, in that case, Manitoba, was chasing the rest of the evening, and you start taking chances, and they were burnt. And 2 in the first end, or second end for that matter, is massive.
These players all have wonderful numbers. Finishes the top 2 teams. We're going to see some aggressive play early, and what I like about Glenn Howard's approach is often it is the race to the button once that center guard goes up. That Alberta stone is on center line, but instead Glenn plays the corner. He's hoping as this end progresses to make those taps and get some rolls and get behind his own guard.
first guard thrown up by Nolan Thiessen a wee bit longer than they expected. I think that's why Glenn threw the corner guard. He feels that anything in the forfeit area, they'll be able to come around and tap it out.
Yep.
Let it stop.
Spectacular finish again today, Linda. It's just Hans Vutrick and his crew, Jamie Barassa, they've done an unbelievable job. It was a little tricky first few draws, but since then it's been all offense for all these teams because they're so confident with this consistent service.
Just want to tell you that if you're wondering where the audio is, why you can't hear the players, we can't hear them either. There's a power failure, and we're picking them up. There you go. So thanks to our crew for finding the remedy.
And here's what we're talking about. Rather than playing the come-arounds, the angles, drawing around things to the top of the house, Glenn hits, rolls away, and still has a lot of space to maneuver.
It's exactly what Alberta didn't want. They wanted to close the circles down, shrink that scoring area.
And here's the guy that's probably the key to this team in many ways, Carter Rycroft. Tremendous execution, great brushing. Also a lot of words of wisdom at the right time from Carter.
Hard. Hard goal. Okay. Here's a firm board.
Okay. Going to be aggressive with this one. They've seen it once now. Fairly straight path. Brent Lang would like to roll deep, maybe even behind the corner guard. Keep an eye on this spot, Linda. 3 or 4 games in a row now. All the playoff games are played on sheet C, and this, as it goes along, this gets pretty straight in this spot.
No. Yep. Okay.
Looking to jump it over and will not. He'll just sit there, top edge of the 12-foot. Ontario does have the last rock, playing the Redstones here in the first.
Hairless! Yep. Whoa, no. Close. Yep. Whoa, off. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Yes. Go.
Trying and rolling it behind their own centerline guard, Carter Rycroft.
Nice little play. Now, we've had a few picks over the last few games, some debris under stone, so I think they're going to have to be careful with that right-off call. I think you want to be cleaning as long as you're close to making the shot. Don't want to lose any rocks in this all-important game.
That's good. Yep. Hard. Gotta go. Hard. Whoa. Hack, lots. Lots of hack.
Yeah, solid hack.
Yep.
Watch your roll.
Yep. Wainer. Yep. Way over.
Yeah, go Wayne.
Good throws, guys.
One of the biggest games you can play in, and there's no nerves from either team. Linda, both teams look very calm. The weight control's been perfect so far.
Just tear up a hair.
Now, considering the number of big games they play,
Control.
you might say there shouldn't be nerves, but this is the biggest stage. This is the biggest game of the year.
Yeah, and you talk about nerves. We all know that there are nerves that make you tense and prevent you from playing well, and then there's the excitement of being in the big game. And look at this.
Yeah, there's one. Pat Simmons with an early mistake.
That was quiet. I don't know what happened to that.
Maybe just down, yeah.
Fresh spot out wider than they had been, and they'd seen Carter's where it ran straight, but this was a different path, more pebble, and Pat just did not throw it hard enough.
Yeah, so we're talking about nerves, and there are nerves that make you excited and play better. I'm not sure these players will be nervous on the tense side. I think they'll probably be nervous on the excitement side, but you have to control yourself, and as the game goes along, if it stays close, that's when you have to keep checking, see how you're doing.
Real good. Line's real good.
So Ontario, after that miss, now Wayne Middaugh, Russ going to the other side and using their wide corner.
And a perfect spot, too. It's dead buried as high as you can get it in the rings. It'd be tough to come around and tap that out.
Definitely more. Almost normal.
way more weight this time.
Hey.
Looks like the stone on the left, the Ontario stone, is shot.
It's us.
Another look. Tell us, Glenn. Thank you.
Around the center, around the corner.
Makes a huge difference.
Yep. Okay.
Like
You
that.
can draw now.
Speed should be similar.
I gotta say the same speed too.
No less.
Now that center line guard, the yellow stone, does it come into play or will it have broken by that time?
There's there's so much curl here, especially in this turn inside out, that they can use it as a guard vector. They'll just go right around it and use it for some type of protection.
Line's
Gotta
good.
go line.
Line's good.
Gotta go line.
Gotta go.
Gotta go hard
Gotta
line.
go.
Gotta go hard, guys.
So Saville and Lang being tested early here, trying to wrap it around that stone just top edge of the 12. Big struggle to get it by.
Okay. That works.
No, a little rub and rolls it too.
Nice weight.
Well, we know Ontario likes rocks in play, so when it comes to the plan, they have to be careful of Alberta's power with run backs. Set up the angles. Craig and Brent are so good at that. Make sure the rocks are in the right spot, so if run back is made, you don't lose all your rocks. That, of course, is more important with the clutter around the middle. Right now, Ontario's doing the right thing with hammer and spreading them out. For Alberta, they've had some tough starts to the game. They have to have great focus and aggressive early. They've already had one miss in this end, and I said ice reading is a key, especially for up weight. But maybe that combination of ice reading and weight control has already caused a bit of a problem.
Well, basically it was ice reading, wasn't it? Pat forgot to be a little bit of pebble there, just under threw it, hoping to hang around, and it grabbed the pebble the way it went. Later in the game, he'd make that shot with that speed.
The game plan brought to you by World Financial Group. Your dreams are strategy.
Oh, no.
Oh. No.
Try and nose it, Pat. Whoa, Carter.
Got a curl still for that one.
And they will nose it.
That's a good shot.
Snuggle up to their own. Shot stone is now Alberta.
They're second, right? Those are second, right?
You gotta roll just a hair.
I like center of the rock firm.
On normal?
Normal?
I think just a little bit ice normal.
Okay. Firm normal.
Guy's got to be a little bit careful here. He hits it dead on. He's not going to be second shot. Mind you, he has one buried, so that's pretty safe. But he'd love to roll inside sit two. He hit it too thin. The yellow will come off the yellow and maybe stay in the rings. Need some speed here.
Clean.
Weight's good.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa.
Glenn Howe and his first Ontario with last round here in the first.
Yeah.
Whoa. Center line.
Go. Look at that. They'll spill them both. And look where this will go. Did he tuck it behind? Oh, almost. Interestingly, it was Wayne Madaw that asked him to change up the call.
Good shot.
Thanks.
Yeah, Wayne's a sharp player, real student of the game, a great strategist, and yeah, they needed the speed there. And then once it looked like it was going to curl, he went for the roll.
It was important to get a roll, and it ended up even a little better than edge to edge, a little corner tucked, trying to prevent any hit and roll by the opponent to take away the end. Very nicely done.
Forward.
Tough little shot here, because I know what Kevin Cooey's thinking. He'd love to hit and roll inside, but to do that, you're taking on that guard first end. There's some pebble.
I think he
Can't tick the guard.
It's up to you, bud. Let's make this.
Hair down. Board down.
Whoa. Clean. Whoa off. Clean, yep. Whoa.
Yeah. Whoa.
Off. Off of it. Off. Right off.
Didn't flirt with the guard.
Okay.
So it'll be a chance for Ontario to open with a couple. That little flash, that sort of tick by Pat Simmons coming into play here in this opening end.
Yeah, I'm not sure with Pat being a little ill. I've said before, sometimes you don't have that feel of the power out of the hack, and add to that the first end, you're not sure about the pebble, the speed. That was a bad combination.
Solid hack.
Clean. Clean it.
Clean.
Clean it.
Heavy.
Yep. Yep.
Heavy.
Yep.
Yep.
Whoa. What's that
Heavy.
clean?
Solid.
Clean.
All right.
Whoa.
All right.
Whoa. Whoa. Off. Off. Release it.
Ontario will score 2 here in this opening end of play. Gold medal game, the 2012 Tim Hortons Brier from Saskatoon. Well, the health of Pat Simmons, the third for Alberta, has become quite the story. He has fought through it, and in fact, it's become an inspiration to the team, Brian.
Yeah, Vic, he's been battling that chest infection basically all week long, and still in the playoffs managed to curl 89% and 75% respectively. Now, obviously, he was too ill to actually take part in the banquet and did not practice today, but you'd have to drag him off the ice. Now, this team also writes a blog, and I want to read to you part of the blog, and this comes from Nolan Thiessen and what he had to say, and I quote, "On a side note, I just want to say how proud I am and the rest of the guys are of Pat. The guy has been hurting all week, and yesterday was an emotional grind, and he took every ounce of energy in his entire body and exerted it for our team and our goal. The guy's a gamer, battling for us, and we are fighting for him too. No crutches, no excuses. This is the reason we put our team together, and he's gutting it out for us." And then Vicky finished it off with a great quote, maybe drawing from the past a little bit. And this is the quote, and it was from Carter Rycroft. "You're throwing them not to miss them. Throw them to make them, like you've been doing all week." And of course, that came from the championship run they had in 2010. So maybe drawing from the past, Vic.
And following the exact same path so far, coming through that 3-4 page playoff just as they did 2 years ago to become the first team to win the Canadian Men's Curling Championship, coming out of that 3-4 game. Welcome back. Ontario taking advantage of that Simmons mistake to put 2 on the board. So Alberta will have the last rock. They have the hammer playing the Yellowstones here in 2.
It's just there. Only if you got it. Still room.
We have the stone in, the corner guard, and the center guard. Now we'll see some angles. And this is what I'm talking about for Glenn. He's got to get the angles in the right place because there is the run-back capability of this Alberta team. You can move some granite, and with that yellow eventually going onto that red, a lot can happen.
Yeah. A little slower.
Brent Lang will try to stack them on top and create a little better angle.
That's pretty good. That's real close.
A little more curl on the intern side than the even ends. Out turn going away.
Whoa. Can't go.
Can't go.
Whoa. Go by?
No. T. Yeah, go then. Go. I'm in behind T.
Yep.
Super heavy.
Ooh, a little bit deep.
Through the house.
They are able to choose their stones for this game. That's a big advantage. And Ontario had the advantage of staying with the red stones they used in that 1-2 playoff game. We have a little note next to sheet A. That was the best set of red, the only set of red that had the majority of wins in round-robin play. So they did choose 4 from that sheet of ice.
Whoa, no. 6. That's heavy. Just a 5. Tons of room.
We can wait.
Wait only. Line's getting better. That's in. Line's good. Go!
Thiessen and Simmons, and this is where Pat was really hurt during the week. It was his sweeping. He said every time he stressed himself, he couldn't breathe. And quite often you would see Kevin Cooey coming out to pick up Simmons on the brush. Brent Lang as we play second stone.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Yes. Hard.
Shooter.
Boy.
Gets the separation, opens things up, leaves Alberta sitting 1, top 4.
As far as Alberta's stones go, they had to change color. They were red in the last 2 games. I've noted the 2 sets of rocks that had the best shooting percentages, but they have taken a selection, and I'm sure that's based on the players picking their set that they liked the best.
I'm surprised to see stones from A.
Is fine.
Yeah, they were their worst set as far as percentages and wins go, but as I said, you'd have players that liked stones and felt they were matched and felt they worked well with the other sets of the other players.
Happens a lot, Vic. You might have a couple of stones that curl a little more on A, and the teams that played there didn't match them up properly, and that's how they lost their games. But that doesn't mean some of the stones you bring them over can't match up with others. And you see that all the time. They want curl with these rocks.
Off. Roll it.
Oh, very nice. To avoid the jam, push it out the back, rolls the shooter over, covers half a stone. Carter Rycroft.
Well, the difficulty that's now presenting itself is the opposite to the last end. Glenn Howard got an end set up, spread out in the rings. You've got your Yellowstone that was left after Glenn played that shot right in the middle, and now you're trying to find a way to spread them out. Here comes a run back because you roll behind their guard.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Well, when you see nothing but yellow, that's a pretty good week. And that's what Ontario had, going 10-1. The only loss, interestingly enough, was to Jamie Cooey from the Territories, and then that impressive win over Manitoba in the 1-2 game, and that was on Friday evening. So all they've done really since then is practice, and they practiced earlier today.
Yeah. My corner guard ran pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah.
I think you got it. Or else here.
I don't mind that.
Yeah.
I mentioned the challenge of getting these stones spread out. If you go around the corner guard, that's a red stone. We know that Wayne Madaw is very good at those run backs. That's then a challenge, and even getting a hit and roll off that other stone's possible. So they're deciding to draw to this back one, but this has to be very well placed.
This is also difficult. They're out about 6 inches wider than practice. It has to be fresh pebble out here. We know what happened to Pat's hit on fresh pebble. He came up light and it over curled. Can set up a double here really fast.
Hard line.
Good. Wait's pretty good.
Hard line.
Wait.
Gotta go. Hard. Come on. You really gotta go. Come on. Hard. Get it by this other one. Whoa. No.
Uh-oh. So we mentioned that Alberta and Cooey got off to a great start, 6 straight wins. But then they lose 3 of their last 5, stumble a little bit. And that, of course, that game where he ended up playing his brother Jamie in the 3-4 and then a win over Manitoba. You suggested that starting to look a little better, a little more confident.
Picking it up a little bit, although Pat's really feeling like it's a tough start for him. Left them right beside each other.
5%.
Pat's a little worried by the rock. They're talking about it right now, but I think it was just fresh pebble and out pretty wide there.
Whoa. Yep. Hard. Whoa.
Couldn't have hit them more equally. One goes out the back, squirts one out the side. Wayne Madaw.
Hi, boy, Wayne. Good shots, buddy.
Well, he's definitely the person to be playing these kind of shots, so you have to be careful if you're Alberta. I talked about the setups for Ontario and being careful about run backs that Alberta plays, but the same applies with Wayne. He can play the up weight so well.
Freeze might not be awful.
Freeze makes the most sense to me. You get it close. Glenn's going to have to rip it out of there, probably take away the one on the forefooot.
Sure,
Then
hair,
it opens up that corner guard shot.
Oh, to see hair loss. Yeah, just the shade.
Is that enough ice?
A little more.
I got it there.
Be a hair tight.
Wait, there.
Similar weight.
What?
Wait there.
For what?
Whoa.
What's
9.
there?
9.
Whoa, off then.
Whoa.
You tapping or freezing?
Yep. Whoa. Tapping.
Still off. Get off it. Get off it.
Little tap to push it to the back of the button. Ontario sitting 1 without last rock here in the second.
Now, we talk about things to watch for. That's the first time we've seen communication be a little lacking for Alberta. You heard Kevin Cooey keep asking, what do you mean? It's there. What's the number? Where is it going to be? Is it tapping? Normally, Kevin doesn't have to ask that many times. That might be a little sign of tension. They're great brushers, but you have to tell them where it's going to land.
Good news for Ontario here. If Glenn doesn't, if he hits part of that red, it should redirect onto that back red and still be full 8.
Skip stones.
Real hard.
Lang and Saville, 2 of the very best in the game. And the jam at the back will get rid of 1 and 1.
I knew that would
Ontario is sitting 2, and Glenn Howard says he knew that was going to happen.
Thanks.
It's going around.
Yeah, he's got to go around.
But I get it. It'll go over curl, right?
Yeah.
The bigger thing is they got to watch the speed.
Oh, you're 7 or you're 1?
7.
It's ideal.
Well, just in front of the tee. I think we want him playing the run back, don't we?
Yep.
That's the one thing we know about
Give me a hair.
Howard. The last thing you want to leave him is
You
a
think?
tap, a freeze,
I think it's
some
the
sort
same
of
in
hack
here.
weight shot.
it's
If
a
anything,
too heavier,
you want to
maybe.
leave Glenn a run back. And that's what they're going to try and force.
The highest draw percentage for all the skips this week, so that makes the most sense.
Kevin Cooey in his first. He's trying to wrap it around the
Hard, you got to go.
Ontario stone rust just outside the
Line,
race,
boys.
covering the 8 foot.
Got to go for one because this will go once it comes off the line. Vic, I don't think they can hold this one.
Oh, here it goes too, and crowd getting on them with him. Thiessen,
Keep going.
Rycroft, no, it'll rub and roll, and it will spill in and spin back. Doesn't look like it got there for second shot.
Perfect speed, just needing a couple more inches of ice.
Okay.
The button.
You want to sell him? I don't know.
Almost.
Hopefully he doesn't ask, eh?
Yeah.
4.5.
Yeah, maybe a little bit faster.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and give you 5.
Yeah, I thought I threw a shade heavy for 4.5 and it was back as well. 5's, we got to pound it. I think that's late, but
That's fine.
okay. Make it good.
Top of the 4 foot buried or even half buried makes it really difficult for Kevin to score.
It's there.
Whoa,
Clean.
don't really want to wreck.
Whoa, wait on
Don't
me.
want to go.
Whoa, then.
Don't need to.
Whoa.
There's the difference.
No.
The early difference in the communication of the brushers.
Yeah.
What you're hearing from
No, Savvy.
Never,
no.
ever.
No,
Saville and Lang as compared to Rycroft and Thiessen as he does wrap it around. It goes to the back of the button.
Just a little bit
Spot's
too
good.
deep. The
That's
brushers
really
knew it
good,
right
yeah.
away. They
Time
talked to
after
the
time,
hack
so
about
you
giving
made
it
all
to
the
them.
shots that in there. Good throw.
Just a little bit too much kick from the hack.
I'm a little worried if we ever get tight.
Yeah, I know.
Shit. That's why I didn't want to lay it down either.
So the out is here then for Alberta and Cooey.
Sorry, Vic, I heard Glenn whisper 5.5, which is 25.5. That's from hog line to stop. They were guessing 24.5, so it's 5-6 feet faster than they thought. So has Kevin figured that out?
He's down by 2 early, and he's drawing against 3.
Straight draw, boys.
Didn't get much more.
No. Felt like more to me. Room, you're straight drawing right now.
Out of his hand now. Thiessen, Rycroft, back right off.
It's got a curl.
Gotta bring it to the button.
No.
Gotta bring it to the button.
No.
Nadal's ready too. Gotta bring it to the button and stop. Oh! It looks like it may have, and just wow. He knew it was a little heavy. Think you're a hotshot? Well, log on to FordHotshots.curling.ca. And if you're on target, you could win a lease on a brand new Ford Focus S. Here in Saskatoon, every Brier participant had the chance as well by taking part in the Ford Hotshots final, coming down to a Battle of Ontario. Easy, fellas. Wayne Middaugh stuffing Craig Saville. And then in the end, it was experience over youth as Middaugh stuffed him on the ice to become the Ford Hotshots champion. His prize, a 2-year lease on this beautiful Ford Focus Titanium. Log on to FordHotshots.curling.ca and give it your best shot. And just like Wayne Middaugh, you could drive away in a brand new Ford. Between the ends, the Canadian Curling Association honored their National Volunteer of the Year, and his name is Peter Waugh. He's from the Strait Area Community Curling Club in Port Hawkesbury, Nova Scotia. He helped with a complete renovation and added a sheet of ice. And these are just some of the 1,100 volunteers who have been part of this year's Tim Hortons Brier in Saskatoon. Our thanks to them and to Carrie Tarasoff, the chairman of the organizing committee. It has been a wonderful and memorable week. Thank you so much. As we welcome you back to our final evening here in Saskatoon, the Tim Hortons Brier. Alberta gets their single. Ontario once again has the last rock here in 3. They're playing the Redstones. But what did we see with the first rock for the Alberta lead, Nolan Thiessen?
Well, we saw a hogged rock. And if you look at the body language coming from Kevin Cooey, he is really frustrated. We saw a hogged rock. Then Ontario threw a rock into the rings. We saw Nolan Thiessen's next one barely tick it out on a takeout. Barely touched it. There is something going on, and I don't know what it is.
They started slow in the last 2 games, and you said in the opening that will cost them against this type of team. And I think, I hear what they say, I think they, Pat dropped that rock off to Nolan, and that's the one they hogged, I think.
Firm normal.
Whoa.
Clean,
Whoa.
clean it.
Whoa.
And even the takeouts, it's everything. It's not just even speed, it's line, it's everything.
Yep.
Okay.
What?
Tight guard.
Brent Lang would have loved to stay there too, because now it gives the team without Hammer a chance to throw up a center.
Really tight, guys.
I got all there. No, you're right. You're right.
Hard weight, hard weight. Gotta go. Gotta go.
Alberta, if you remember, used red earlier this weekend, and they had to change colors because Ontario had the option with the best record of Hammer and rocks. And Pat did not practice, so you wonder if he had a little slower one. Somebody else, the team should have figured that out, I'm sure.
Yeah, usually when you're matching, it's not up to the player. You can figure that out by timing and throwing the rocks.
Gotta go.
Now, Glenn doesn't have to really do much here. Once that guard was hogged and the play came into the rings, Glenn's okay to just take another end off the board. He got his deuce. He forced the single. It's up to Kevin to try and push this a little bit. And in some ways, getting a blank just running up and down the ice is a little frustrating for the team that's not playing well. You're just not making them do anything.
Pat Simmons.
What do you got?
I just got a 5-6.
Thought they might throw one more guard. Don't think Glenn would go around. You have a chance to get a nose hit or a miss.
Just normal.
Whoa.
Easy normal.
Whoa. Clean. Whoa. Clean. Good throw, Wayner. What? Shot.
Well, all these players now are over 100 career games played in the Brier. Yours, old Mark, 174 was surpassed by Glenn, and Wayne was the last to get to 100. And Craig Saville's difference with his front-end partner, Brent Lang, is because Saville, Craig was ill a couple of games this week. He's also been fighting the flu. He, in fact, had to take intravenous fluids 5 times. So that's the difference. But it's a veteran team.
Did you add them up, Vic? If they hung around tomorrow and get a game at the club, they'd be at 500.
Whoa. But clean it.
Less even.
You gotta clean it.
And it's the thing that all teams would love to emulate. You know, Brad Gushu, for one, from Newfoundland Labrador. He said, I would love to find the perfect 3 to play with me and play for the longest of times, just to get the kind of feel into that these 4 have with Ontario.
Yeah, sometimes I think teams split up a little
More than
too
you,
soon.
Pat.
It takes a while to get a fit, to get to know each other, to find a plan that works. But this team, this Ontario team, you talk about Glenn Howard, it's not just coming to the Brier, it's making Brier finals. It's an amazing record that he has.
Why don't you throw an intern draw to the button? See what it's like.
Yeah, we've talked about Kevin and his team before. One of the things that Blake McDonald brought to that team 2 years ago was some spunk. He was a really excitable guy, got a lot of chatting going, and somehow that Alberta team has to turn it around. You don't have Blake on the ice. He is back there. You can chat with him between ends along with Coach John Dunn. But now it falls to Nolan and Carter to try and have that little bit of excitement. And I think in particular Carter, whose personality fits that a little bit. But when all 4 players are struggling, nobody's really stepping up to get that thing going. And they're going to have to do something out there.
Yeah, you need a spark plug in every team.
Easy. Hanging on.
Yep.
Nice chance for Glenn to have a look at a draw there.
That's same. Hey?
That's a good.
Yeah.
Glenn?
Yeah.
That's good.
I thought you had to go.
So did I. I didn't want to leave it.
Another quick spot. They didn't. It's better there than where they asked for it. Actually, it's going to be easier to blank.
Hard! 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 Gotta go, guys. Hard!
Great shot.
You probably want to
Kevin Cooey rolls it to the back edge of the 12. So Ontario with their final stone will look for the blank here in 3.
Gotta go. Yep. Yep. Hard. Hard.
Clean.
And out the back it goes. So a wide open third. Ontario continues to hold the lead in the final of the Tim Hortons Brier. It's the gold medal game on this Sunday night in Saskatoon, the 2012 Tim Hortons Brier. Welcome back to the Credit Union Center. Ontario opened with a couple taking advantage of a mistake, and then Alberta with a lovely draw by Kevin Cooey after Glenn Howard went deep with his last to pick up the single, the blank in 3. And so here in the 4th, center line guard goes up, around comes Ontario, and it is Ontario from the Coldwater and District Curling Club that has the last rock, playing the Red Stones.
I think it's heavy, Carter. You?
Nope.
Line's good.
Center guard and the nice come around top button by Ontario. This is supposed to be a freeze.
Curling.
All the way. Should start to really curl. Real heavy.
Well, in a Brier that had so many wonderful stories, one of the nicest for us was that of Saskatchewan skip Scott Manners from Battleford, the gentleman curler, and he's with Brier.
Vic, thank you very much. Scott, what a week it's been for you being here from Saskatchewan and now in Saskatoon. I know a great moment even Thursday night. You wrap up the round robin. Crowd was electric. You beat Northern Ontario. What has this week meant to you?
Well, it's been so special to be here and be a part of Saskatoon and Saskatchewan and to represent it. It feels like we're at home, and it's just been a wonderful week and a lot of excitement in the final game. We really wanted to win, and we were coming. We had 6 straight losses coming into that game, so it was really nice to get the turnaround game, and just the crowd cheered for us like we just won the event. So it was a real special moment for me, Brian.
Earlier today at the banquet, you were given the Sportsmanship Award. I hear you got a standing ovation as well. What was going through your mind there?
Well, I was really emotional on the inside. I was shaking to be recognized by all the curlers here and have them vote for you and receive such a Ross Harstone Award for sportsmanship was really special, and I was deeply touched by all the players here. So a really special moment, another special moment for me this week, Brian.
Scott, it's been pretty cool to watch a farmer from just outside Lominster live his dream, and we appreciate you and your time in the play this week.
Oh, thanks a lot, Brian. Special thank you to everybody at TSN. You guys did a great job this week.
Vic?
We tap? Yeah. I don't think we want to send it.
Our pleasure.
Other side of center for ice for sure, eh?
What's that?
Hit and roll behind the center guard, and then the run back doesn't work for Alberta. The shooter, though, rolls to cover the edge of the 8-foot. Ontario is sitting 2, and they do have The last rock here before.
Dangerous territory here, Linda. Nolan's now dealing with that rock, assuming we're right and it is slower. And he threw the slow one where he wanted to. Then, of course, with the rock that's a little smoother, threw it deep. That perfect hit and roll by Ontario. And now it's danger time here for Alberta. Chance to sit 3 early.
Looks pretty good. That's about what you threw.
Should be real good. Easy.
Alberta often relies on Carter to make those run backs. Not only was it not made, that roll is a corner guard. It was sort of the worst of all results.
Line's goal.
Oh, line tight. Weight's coming down.
Okay. Oh, no.
Weight's coming down.
Line's great. Weight's perfect.
Beauty.
Sit. Attaboy.
Langer.
Great shot.
Langer.
Curious just in terms of a strategy here, Russ. It's your stones in, Ontario. Your stones.
Got it here.
You're throwing your red rock. Why wouldn't you guard it? If they run it back, you're running a red in.
You could guard it because there's 2 in there, and but a centerline guard when you're already winning and you have the hammers, probably a little bit of a dangerous move. Wouldn't be wrong, Vic, but splitting them like this, forcing Alberta to hit gives you a much easier chance at a 2, a lower risk 2.
Oh, he'll run it back. There's Carter Rycroft. Just gives it a little tick. And Ontario is sitting 3.
As much as Ontario is playing well, Alberta is really flat.
We go open, we get 2.
You didn't see Carter miss a run back by that amount all season.
No, and 2 in a row. And that's the shot they play. It's not the depth.
What about way over there?
I know it's a difficult shot, but it's not one they're not used to playing.
What about way over here? Is that any good?
Yeah.
Sure.
That one?
I like that.
Yeah, he's gonna play off that one into the pile.
That's fine. Same way, you think, guys?
Yep.
No less. I think so, Brent.
You have to keep some perspective. You've had 2 big breaks already this end, and Glenn Howard's probably a guy that has the best perspective on this kind of strategy. You know that some doubles are going to be attempted, and when you're playing Kevin Cooey, some will be made. This game is about getting deuces and forcing the opposition. If you can keep the deuce alive this end, you'll be very happy. Sure, you'd love to have more, but you want to keep some separation and try and get the 2.
Even back here is better.
We can get it back there.
Just get not beside that.
Way back.
Go, guys, go. Easy.
Back 12.
Hang
no
on,
pocket.
Go.
Back 12. Go.
Easy. Hang on to back 12. Hang on.
That's good.
Hang it on to back 12. That's okay.
Wayne Middaugh doing a little directing out there.
Hit and roll for now. Oh, the doubles are pretty tough, eh? I'd hate to kill the middle one and not get anything else.
There's no hole, but...
Oh, okay. And that's not bad.
Be nice to make this one.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
but even if you roll in here,
sure.
That one's thin, but
I think that's the right call. You shrink the rings a little bit. The top, the doubles and the 4-foot are makeable, but it's the ones that are separated that can hurt you. So if you hit the top one, and even if you made the double, there's 2 as far apart as you can get them. It'd be an easy 2, possibly 3 for Glenn. So they're going to try to throw a bullet down here and hit and roll across.
Yep. Whoa.
That's him.
Whoa. Whoa.
Crusher's back off again, rolls it over. Oh, and now it just couldn't push it out the side. Rock had a little steam taken out of it as it kissed the other on the way by.
I thought I saw a scratch there, Craig. Just up a little bit even, maybe.
That was like carrying a piece of
Nice,
ice.
Pat.
What's that?
It was like carrying a piece of ice. You
Yeah.
hit it like.
Wayne Middaugh.
Now just normal. Not heavy.
Whoa, not heavy.
No, just normal.
Close.
Going to get some separation one more time. Roll away.
Yep.
Get over there.
Rolling it away, trying to, and they'll get it full in the 8.
3 more dodges.
And this looks very good for Ontario, all red at this moment.
Frozen almost.
But how difficult is it, Russ, to avoid this kind of thing, grouping the stones?
That's why Wayne rolled as far as he did. Like the one Kevin's aiming at and the one Wayne just threw, there is no double. And I don't think Team Ontario has any illusions of scoring 4 here, but they're trying to keep the 2 alive. Maybe if they're lucky, a 3 against this great hitting team. But even 2 would be huge. That would make the score 4-1. So it's a wonderful situation.
Yep. Whoa.
Pat Simmons.
Whoa!
Gonna make the back double and roll.
Hard, no roll.
Here they go. Got the back. Oh, they just touched it. Just touched it. Now where does the shooter go? Didn't quite find its way behind the Red Rock. Top 8. A lot of love for Pat Simmons, despite the fact that he's now playing for Alberta, the native of Moose Jaw.
Beautiful shot. Made the double stay. That's the key. It makes it that much tougher for Ontario to put the rocks in the right spot if they had to hit something first.
Whoa! Yep! Hard! Yep! Gotta go hard. Gotta go real hard. Gotta go real hard, guys. Gotta go real hard. Gotta go hard. Liners, get it over there. Get it over there. Way over. Keep going, Brent. Keep going, Brent.
Oh, boy.
This one first, I think, Kevin, yeah.
Pretty flat. No hole.
I don't think so. I think you're going to hit the top of this if you get through there. No hole.
I'd hate to just push that over, but
Boy, it's, I think it's worth the risk,
it's easier than it looks. You think?
Half
your
rock.
3 years really good.
Yeah.
Just ran right there.
Yeah, half rock.
It's nice to see the players show you the lineup. They're looking to see if there was a hole between the ones on the left, T-line and back 12, to know if there was any way they could miss a double, depending on, of course, how it comes off. If they want to be prepared for a plan B. So they always line that up.
Plan C is if you hit it a little thick, because you have to hit this so thick, and only maybe a Kevin Cooey could throw it this hard, but by hitting it thick, you might not move that second rock. There'll be a wide open hit for 3.
Yep.
Skip Stones.
Whoa!
Kevin Cooey.
Yeah! Whoa!
So he got 2-1, and sure does.
Great shot. Most mere mortals would hit it in that spot and not get the second rock out. Big time steam.
And that was a great ice call, and that was up weight, played perfectly.
Trying to pick up his side here in the 4th. Glenn Howard.
Clean.
Board.
Clean. Close. Clean it. Whoa.
This is that tricky spot that runs, then really breaks.
Whoa. Your way, Sav. Sav, your way. Go. Go. Good.
Not very much.
That is a tough one to call, to know exactly when it's going to pick up the curl without weight.
Regardless. Boy.
Hard to imagine here, if you are Ontario, you're sitting 4, and in 2 stones, all the red could be gone.
Get the angle just right. If the middle of the yellow rock comes down, it touches that as it hits the center of the center line. It's going to be really close. Watch for this rock. If it's dead splitting the center line, it'll be very, very close to the double. Tough angle.
Final stone for Alberta.
Yep. Hard. Whoa.
And Kevin
Whoa.
Cooey.
Yep. Whoa.
He made a
Whoa.
double with his first, now with his second. Oh, not quite, not quite. How close was this?
Yeah, just curled at the last moment.
Oh, he couldn't throw it any better. Just 2 beautiful stones. Nearly bailed the team out of jail, but this could be a big deuce.
It's an open draw.
4.5.
For 2. Just put it in the paint.
Should be good, guys.
Quick here,
Clean it.
Rushes are down.
Clean it.
In the mention, we've seen a number of picks, and particularly towards the end of round robin and through the playoffs. Anywhere in the paint for a pair. 2 more for Ontario here in the 4th.
Oh, yeah. Good in, boys. Great in. I figured we get a deuce.
It's not often the key shot comes from the lead, but in this case it does from Ontario's Craig Saville.
Well, when you talk about Alberta in the front three struggling, an early setup like this can do a lot for your team, and Craig Saville makes that perfect quiet shot.
Exactly right. Took the words out of my mouth. Perfect speed. That's what this team's all about. Give it to the brushers. Don't overthrow it. Just flops right in behind, and that's what set up the whole disaster.
And then two nearly brilliant shots by Alberta skipper Kevin Cooey. Made a double with his first, just tipped a stone on the way by. Nearly got his team out of trouble, but it was an open draw for two. Ontario scores the deuce, and so here we go to the fifth now. Ontario leading 4-1 as we welcome you back to our final night here in Saskatoon, the 2012 Tim Hortons Brier final. And it is Alberta that does have the last rock. They have the hammer playing the Yellowstone.
Hard. Short of it, Cliffy.
I'd rather keep going, though. Okay.
Great shot.
Incredibly tough break for Alberta, for Kevin Cooey to throw the weight he did, hit that back red Ontario rock and not actually have it move out of the rings is incredibly thin.
Wide scared room.
Curling.
There are many times we talk about Nolan Thiessen curling in the 70% range. He only had one in the entire round robin, but he's in that range right now as they continue to seem to struggle with the stones. That one is buried.
And you made that point. They did choose different stones, and I was surprised. They went and got a couple from sheet A, and as you point out, that had the lowest. Those yellow stones on the A sheet had the lowest winning percentage in the round robin.
One of those eight's a bit of an anchor. It's just not sliding like they expect, and as Linda says, probably close to 15 feet slower. It's tough to deal with for Nolan.
All right, Alberta's down by 3 as we play 5. Who, Russ, to your mind, is better? Is Ontario a better front-running team?
Back 8.
Or is Alberta a good team for coming from behind?
Room, then.
Well, it's funny, Vic. I think if any team that could really come back, I'd pick Ontario, and any team that has a lead and can protect a lead, I'd pick Alberta. So it's kind of switching roles. Both teams have all the skills, or they wouldn't be in the Brier final.
Hard.
Carter Rycroft.
Go, Kevin, go.
Trying to come around those Ontario stones, and he will sit. Well, maybe not. Slid a little too far. Shot stone appears to be top 4. Carter is an all-star after this week here in Saskatoon, the all-star second. Ada and Howard dominate with Derek Semagalski of Manitoba, the all-star first-team lead.
Well, that rock actually was supposed to go a little further. It didn't matter if it was shot or not. It was trying to go around those red stones and use them as guards. There is a corner sticking out.
A little more 6.
Very nice. Oh, and it picked.
I think it hit a small hair.
Right there.
Brent Lang was named to the second-team All-Star along with Nolan Thiessen. And from Manitoba, Alan Lyburn at the 3rd position, and Kevin Cooey, the second-team All-Star skip. Those teams named today at the awards luncheon.
8. Mine's better.
Hair more weight.
Mine's a lot better. Curl.
Now, Alberta have been using this technique before. When the corner guard is removed and they need to try and get a second one in there, they do use the rocks in the house. It seems kind of fitting that it's happening here. That's, of course, how Mark Dacey got his 3 against Randy Furby in the 2004 Brier final, wrapping around rocks in the house.
Great effort there.
Yep. Whoa. Clean it. Yep. Whoa. Yep.
He's really getting that 55% up, eh?
That's a little bit of your answer, Vic. The one person on this Ontario team that can really move granite is Wayne Middaugh. They can all hit well, but he is so accurate with up weight. What a great weapon.
And Mark is here.
It's here, Pat.
Coming home to Saskatchewan to watch this Brier. He was hoping to play himself, of course, but he lost in the Nova Scotia final to Jamie Murphy of CFP Halifax.
He get down 5-0 early, a 2 and a 3, and clawed his way back, but couldn't get past that good young team from Nova Scotia and Jamie Murphy.
Normal. Oh. Yep. Yes.
So he took a little bit of time trying that come around. Now it's a double attempt. This one's curling.
That's pick 2.
Pick 2, they're saying.
Wow.
That really jumped, eh?
It looks like nose.
All right.
I can be a hair high, can I?
You can be hair high, yeah.
Wayne Middaugh, the old-fashioned backswing. Tons of leg drive. He's a strong guy.
Whoa.
Nice relaxed release, no shove. Very accurate on the high ones.
And through the hole. How much of a bonus is it, Linda, when the front end, when Wayne says to the front end of Saville Lank, I can hit it at a shade high, and they go, yeah, you can. I mean, they know the angles almost as well as the skipper does.
Yeah, and sometimes the player throwing wants to have that zeroed in. There's the big swing and powerful. He actually looks down when he first comes out, but his line's already set. He's already on target. Then it's straight out to target. Some players love that focus, Vic, and that's a nice confirmation for Wayne. Where do you want to hit it? Exactly there? Yeah, that's right.
What I love about the backswing, I love about the big kick, is if you slowed that down, it would look like a draw when he let it go. You just release that the same way as he'd release a guard, and that's what makes him so accurate with those high guard ones.
Weight's pretty good here. Whoa, then.
9.
Off then. Whoa. Got to curl a mile.
Okay. Freeze the back one?
No.
Small bump.
Yep.
And a little bump. Pat Simmons. You said you saw something in Glenn Howard's eyes, Linda.
I see it in his eyes. Early in the week, he struggled with the ice and stones. He'd be the first to say it. Those wins were by 1 point in extra ends. It was a struggle. He managed it beautifully, still got through the games. But then, partway through the week, it was that confidence, that look in his eye, that slide, the smooth release, everything came together. And the last 4 games have been perfection.
Which we say they played 5 extra end games.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's no lie, the good teams find a way to win those games. And Howard and Ontario showed that early in round robin play.
Concentration, skipper.
Wasn't a lot of that either early. Smiling.
Throw, skipper.
They were nervous. They really were. You'd see them once in a while in the hallway at the hotel, and they didn't like the ice. They're struggling with their rocks. They're struggling with their deliveries. Wayne was struggling. But like you said, Vic, the good teams find a way to pull through when they have to. But they just as easily could have missed the playoffs as ended up first.
Little late.
Your line's good.
Back 4. Felt pretty good.
Room.
Still room, Carter. Gotta go a little. Where are you? 7.
7, 8.
Off if you can.
Got to curl.
They'll go deep
Got to
here
curl
too.
a mile.
Yeah, go.
Hard
go
now.
the back one. No. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hard.
Whoa. Stay second. Stay. Looking there.
Control. Yeah, I know. He's shedding big time.
Helped us this end.
Did actually.
Somebody got a hairbrush out there? That was talking
Wayne
about?
does.
Okay. That's what they're talking about.
And Kevin does too. So the hairs do fall out periodically, and they can be disastrous. They have to keep the sticks down.
Boy, they picked him up right away here. Saville, Lang.
Keep going.
They have that ability, Russ, just to, if he gets it going, to straighten it out and hold it for him, and the shooter will go, but it's Now Alberta facing 3 with his last.
Good throw, Skipper.
Thanks, buddy.
Edge of 8.
Yeah, they instinctively know the line too. Glenn softened the release in that one. They were on that immediately.
Something under there when I pulled it out.
This has been a very difficult start for Alberta. Nothing has worked, and one more time facing a bundle.
Drawing against 3 and needs a piece of the 4-foot. So a little piece of the red. Final rock down 4-1 as we play here in the 5th. Thiessen and Rycroft.
Line's good. Gotta go.
Thinking this may need something
Line's
here.
good. Line's good. Go, 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 go.
Judge this correctly, boys. You bet they do. Right to the pinhole for a single here in 5. Midway through this gold medal game, the 2012 Tim Hortons Brier.
The 2012 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by World Financial Group. Proud to be a sponsor of the Season of Champions. Your dreams, our strategies. The 2012 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Ford, official automotive partner of the Canadian Curling Association. By Capital One, what's in your wallet? And by M&M Meat Shops, hundreds of meal ideas, one aisle.
Again, a very good-looking first half for Ontario, and the team from Coldwater opening with a deuce, taking advantage of maybe some flat play by Alberta. They lead at 4-2. Glenn Howard is with Brian.
Glenn, I know you've been waiting for this game for some time. Could you have scripted a better start?
No, yeah, with the way my math works, if we get 2 and they get 1 with hammer, I like the outcome. So what I like is we have virtually not missed a shot so far, and I'm pretty proud of the boys after 5. So
I know you've had disappointment in finals since 2006, but yesterday you told me you weren't being cocky, but you felt this was going to be different. Why?
I just like the way we're playing. I just like the way we've turned it around. The beginning of the week we struggled, but we persevered. In the last 4 games we're bringing out the best that we have, and I figured we bring the best to the final. So far, so good.
Glenn, thank you.
Thanks, Brian.
Oh, look at this. He's got to love the way he's playing.
Well, early in the week, this was an Ontario team that had trouble scoring, getting deuces. No problem in this game. Look at the numbers, 94%, better in every category. One player stands out. Wayne Madaw is at 100%. Even if Pat wasn't sick, well, those numbers are going to make you feel a little ill. He is playing so well.
The numbers after 5 brought to you by Tim Hortons. It's time for Tim's. The medals, the keeper trophies that will go to the winners, runner-up here at this year's Tim Hortons Brier. Well, as well as gold and silver, the bronze medals will be presented after tonight's game. And if you missed it today, this morning on TSN2, one of the best games we've seen in a while, the Territories in Manitoba. And in the 7th, Jamie Cooey from the Territories. What a shot. So now, what is left? You bet. Got it. Now, come on, Rob Fowler. It's up to you. So what does Rob Fowler do?
He does what all he has. He aims at that little chunk of real estate right beside the pin. They thought it was heavy early. Got off it, barely got it by the guard. Just finishes enough to get shot right.
And they would trade it back and forth and back and forth. And here in 10, it's Cooey's turn.
It was amazing. It's the recovery, too, after seeing your opponent make a great shot. You're facing a couple. You need 4-foot. Well, you might as well get it right on the button.
So it goes to an extra end, and why not? It was that good. And Rob Fowler and his team from the Brandon Curling Club in the extra.
2 perfect ticks, Vic, and it was wide open.
Kept it open, back, 4-foot. Make the final 8-7. Manitoba picks up the bronze medal with a win over the Territories in a game that we will remember for a long, long time. Here at the Tim Hortons Brier, our final night after a wonderful stay here in Saskatoon. So Ontario with the lead, 4-2 as we pick up play here
Line's real good.
in 6.
Line's really
It
good.
is Ontario. It does have the last rock.
Line's really good.
They have the hammer playing the Redstones.
Easy, easy.
And we're watching second leads rock. Unbelievably, the first guard at the end slid into the rings. It was hit. That's the Redstone just off the bumper. Hit and roll out by Craig Saville. Then the center guard back and a come around.
Back 4.
Now, in their playoff games, Alberta have been behind at the fifth end break by only 1 point, but not in a game like this. The 2 playoff games, yes, the opposition played well against Alberta, but it wasn't this dramatic, the difference, the mistakes that are being made by Alberta.
You're exactly right, Lyndon. You know, it looks like Pat had a slow rock. Why? I have no idea. We played in BC when the rocks heated up one time, and some rocks react different than others. But you'd have to think that was just a slow rock. Why they didn't catch it, I'll never know. But now Nolan has to deal with it. So multiple problems for Alberta here. They're not only down 2, they don't have the hammer, and they're playing with really 7 rocks.
Can I move it? Okay.
And it's frustration, and we understand Pat's ill. We feel so sorry for him that he's feeling so sick, but it's not just Pat. The whole team is struggling. Mind you, Kevin trying to make up for some mistakes. That's hard. But Nolan and Carter are struggling as well.
Brent Lang.
Peeling off the guard.
Yep.
Trying to get an angle on that other red one.
Ricky.
Not quite.
Cover half this.
This is where it helps to be a veteran team. I know it's early yet, but it's easy to get a little bit excited. Everything's gone your way so far. You're just you have to bear down and keep thinking about the actual process of each single shot, not the eventual outcome.
2.
Whoa.
Got a curl.
We need to finish it.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting in a game like this because for Ontario, you think process, not outcome, because the outcome so far has been good. For Alberta, you have to park the negative thinking, and that's not easy either because things have not gone well.
It's good.
So if you're looking for little things, if you're Alberta and looking for that little intangible, Russ, that might indicate you got dialed in again, what do you think it will be?
They probably need to force a mistake out of Ontario to feel like it's even possible. That's the other thing that's going wrong. Ontario's at 95%, so when you're down a couple, you just maybe don't believe it's going to happen. And all these guys miss shots. They have to. They're human, and you just have to keep applying pressure. They're in a pretty good situation here. They've got one buried fairly close to the button. They have to keep guarding that and hope for a mistake.
Really a momentum changer, Linda.
Yeah, if you look back to the first part of the game, we talked about the doubles made in the fourth end. Pat made one, Kevin made one. It looked like they were going to get out of trouble, and that's also the kind of momentum changer that can happen. And then Kevin's last double attempt misses by a fraction. And then you're back to thinking, oh no, it's not going to work. So far they haven't had that complete sequence of stones that have made them think, yes, we're back on track.
Clean. Easy.
2.5.
Yep. I got it. Yep.
Easy, easy, easy.
Stay with it. Yep. Whoa, good give.
Alberta is sitting the shot stone back edge of the forefoot.
Yep. Hard. Yep. Hard. Yep. Clean. Throw, Wiener. Shoot, guys.
A little tighter, maybe.
Same weight.
Pat Simmons.
No, line's not tighter. Where are you? 2 feet higher. Hard.
Line's good.
Another part that's a little discouraging is just the struggle to get a guard into position, which is difficult on this ice, and get the weight. And then steps up Wayne. And
yeah,
wow.
Pat's stone has barely stopped, and Russ, here's Wayne Maddaw ready to go.
Glenn's got to get there. You better get there in a hurry. We call him quick draw Maddaw.
Yes, yep.
So you think of the seconds it takes to get a guard in place, many seconds, much labor, and then wow, just gone. That's frustrating.
Yeah, it is.
Beautiful throwing by Wayne, still at 100%.
You get it in the top of the floor for shot.
Do steal.
See what they like.
Yeah.
Sure not doing a ton in here.
No, it's really straightened out.
Nose,
Like that line,
nose is really not very
that line
good.
for the guards has got to be close, eh? Like a hair more than that. Yeah.
I really think, Vic, that, you know, as much as Richard Hart, and he was maybe the best third in the world for a long, long period of time. Richard was left-handed, and I think you got a very similar situation to Jonathan Meade joining Jeff Stoughton's team, where they throw it the same. And I really, truly believe Wayne's delivery, Wayne's release helps Glenn be a better player.
Yeah, for ice rating, it's tremendous to be a skip with 3 players in front of you with similar releases. You've got Craig and Brent, who are very clean throwers, and then you have Wayne with a similar release. It's terrific.
How many clinics have we done where you say it would be nice if all 4 of you the same? Well, these guys are pretty close.
They are pretty close. So they'll watch this one carefully, because Kevin and Pat took a moment to think about where to put the broom to get the curl.
It's not bad.
6.
Kevin Cooey. First
That's pretty good.
skip from the
Seven.
Glencoe
Hold it off.
Calgary.
Too heavy. Freeze ours.
7.
Hard. Room.
This is supposed to be an angle on the front one, and they're saying it's heavy.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, and deep they will go. They're sitting 2, though. Back T-line, back 4. Well, the winner of this year's Tim Hortons Brier will get 2 years of funding from Sport Canada, an additional $40,000 they'll get from on the podium. And then, of course, the berth into the 2012 World Men's Curling Championship to be played in Basel, Switzerland, March 31st to April 8th. We'll be there for that, too. And for whatever team it is, whichever team it is, as you go through now trying to gain that Olympic berth for Sochi, that funding really does help.
That's fantastic. It takes the pressure off, the financial burden off. You have opportunities to train and travel. It's a wonderful thing.
Whoa, whoa,
Real hard.
whoa,
Going to run their own into the 2 yellows.
whoa.
Right, Howard, and his first. Got the line right.
Go, Wayne, go!
Now Madad trying to drag it back as far as they can. They will get it to third shot.
Boy, Glenn.
Okay. That's just all about, well, it's about line, I know,
job,
but it's
skipper.
about weight as well.
Yeah, he needed the speed. That was big weight for Glenn, and Wayne called that perfectly. Off, on, and hit it about as solid as they possibly could. Moving 2 of them out of the rings would have been very difficult.
To make it good and stay, it's real close to that.
We just got to blast it and start over. Get 2 guards up this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see the nice thing for Glenn is the angle of those 2 reds is not favorable for Alberta.
Really straight spot. You can't hit it. You can't hit this too thick. You'll jam. You can't hit it too thin. This rock could redirect over here. Has to be perfect.
Flip underneath.
He's got a nose for 2 then.
2 foot, same shot.
Or
2 feet.
Still counts our other one.
Just get a couple guards up next time.
Yeah.
We're trying to hold them to 1. And then we'll go again, Alberta. Looking to get up a couple of guards in 7.
I think to make this blank with the speed that Kevin throws, he's probably going to roll out. Or sorry, to make this double, which will cause a blank by rolling out.
We'll find out right now. Final stone for Kevin Cooey. Ontario does have the last rock.
Curl.
Come up for him. He's going to make him 2. No, he'll jam it. He'll jam it.
Okay, Kev.
It's just not going right for this Cooey team from Calgary. Struggles all around.
Okay, boys, I guess I got to give you that 5 stuff, eh?
Yeah, speed's good. Same as your other drop.
Same as I've been throwing?
Yeah, same as the other ones you made. That's there.
Lots.
Off for now, I think.
Saville and Lang have done nothing yet.
Really curling.
Full 8.
Really curling.
That's good.
A bite of the white.
Really curling.
Good.
Ontario got 2 with the hammer in the first, 2 more with the hammer in 4, and 2 more with last rock here in 6. As Ben Howard told Ryan, when you do that, he likes his chances. Well, who knows? Maybe some of the players on the ice tonight will be in the Dominion All-Star Curling Skins game next year. The new qualifying format and you across the country will determine who plays. You can vote for your favorite men's curlers by position at tsn.ca. The top 4 skips will then select the remaining 12 players in a random draw in a broadcast we'll have for you in January. Go to tsn.ca/skinsgame for more details. Game dominated so far by Ontario. They're up 6-2 as we go to 7, and Alberta does have the last rock playing the Yellowstone.
You sure? Yep. Okay.
Lines, guys.
Walk away.
A little bit of room.
Rock goes
Top
deep,
4.
corner goes up as we watch the second stone now from Ontario lead Craig Saville.
It's coming down.
Still
there,
needs to. Needs
Still
to.
there.
Whoa. It's better.
Whoa. No.
That's good.
Yeah,
Go
Boys up.
around it. Hi, boy.
I like bumping that one back into the...
So Alberta at this stage haven't solved the problem of Ontario. They have rocks in place for a while and then just tremendous shot making by Ontario.
7.
8. Clean.
Talk about deuces. During round robin play, Ontario only got them 30% of the time with hammer. Here it's 3 out of 4. You might say perfect because the other end they blanked. It has been terrific.
And then you go back to that 1-2-page playoff against Manitoba, and they got 3 deuces and Trey a 3. So if you're basing the play on that alone, the Ontario team was getting better.
Definitely. Nice come around there by Alberta.
Yep. Clean.
Yes, clean.
Clean. Throw iron.
But this is the luxury of a lead. You've got only 1 behind cover. You can keep peeling them off. It's going to take a big effort by Alberta to generate extra points.
Goes back to what you said earlier, Russ. It's going to take a mistake.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And Craig made a slight mistake there by throwing that first one deep, which is a better mistake than being short. But there will be a little bit of room to maybe sneak one in, a free shot back one, or tap it back and create a bit of a wall. But so far, really no major mistake.
Sit, baby, sit. Oh, way open.
We heard in the break that Pats decided to take that rock back. Knowing that it's sharper and it curls more, they feel they might need it to make a big come around here and have a maximum curl. It also allows Nolan to get his draw weight back because he's been fighting with a slow one and a quick one.
But that guard over curls by a lot. That rock is really wide open.
Whoa. Yep.
Whoa. Yep.
Whoa.
Spin it up.
That's good.
Boy.
So gets rid of 1. Ontario Stone backs the other up into the 4-foot. So Ontario is sitting 2, but without last rock here in 7.
Yep.
Still lots of time for Alberta. A nice 2-ender here, and Glenn can't be too greedy either. If they get one buried, he's going to peel a guard. You get 2 here, maybe a steal and 8. Now you're only 1 down. A force and 9, score 2 and 10. You're into an extra end.
Want to touch?
Well, the old adage of sport is you don't
Gotta finish it.
you don't read the headline before you make the headline.
There's a perfect come around by Carter.
Which order are you throwing those in? Whichever. What do you want? 5 first, or is that the one?
Yep.
Here we go. That's the conversation between
That's clean.
Kevin Cooey and Pat Simmons about the stones as they peel off the guard.
Yeah.
In or out?
Out.
Are you on like a 9?
Okay.
So this is a little wall building, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, and I think if I heard correctly, Pat, this is the cutter. This is the slower one.
Okay.
5 rock, yep.
So how do you adjust to this, Linda? If it's that much slower and you're used to a stone that runs, let's call it normally, how do you make this adjustment?
Everybody has their way of approaching it. You can think of a different number if you time rocks and think that you have to throw it harder to a slower number.
Real hard.
Everybody has to adjust their own way. The problem is it's not just speed, it's also curl.
Hard, right up. Roll the shooter, roll the shooter.
There's an example of it there. They almost lost that with a big overcurl.
It spins back on itself. A couple of yellows are in there, though.
It's a wonderful example, and it couldn't happen at the worst time for Alberta, but it's so important to come out with 8 good
I guess
stones.
if you roll in front of ours, he freezes on it. You're not super happy.
Yeah, you can always.
Get that
Okay.
one.
Yep.
Yeah.
How far? Right over?
Sure.
Well, somewhere in there, yeah.
There's not going to be room to freeze around it. They're going to be a foot apart.
Tempting if you're Ontario to not hang around. This could end up in a bad spot. You know what they're trying to do. They're trying to keep as many in as they can to force a single out of Alberta.
Off. Get
Go
it
right
out.
out with it.
No, whoa.
Okay.
That's fine. Stay away. Stay away.
Got to decide which corner to put this on, Vic.
Was Madal looking to roll in front and on top?
Or at least roll for third shot and sit 3. You don't want to group them all together and create a wall, but maybe if you roll to the edge of the 8, it wouldn't hurt them and take away that yellow for the moment. Now the adjustment, how much harder do you throw this? Or lighter, I should say, with a quicker rock.
And putting the broom down even.
So confusing, I'm fooled.
Job. Weight's pretty good. Line's good.
Room.
There's lots of people that pick cutters, but you don't want to pick one that is so dramatically different that it throws the team off, and that seems to have been what happens. Trying to get an angle freeze just on the center line side of this rock.
Go! Hard! Get it on there. Go, go, go!
Almost.
Just 4 inches farther, that would have been unremovable. But the hard part here, the worst part here is I think if Glenn hits this thin enough, it could make the yellow double.
Not much.
Okay. 3. You threw this one earlier.
Who just said to Pat, perfect throw.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was underbrushed a little bit.
Perfect adjustment by Pat to throw the right speed with that stone.
Yep. Whoa! Whoa! Yep! Yeah! Whoa!
Couple of late licks. Saville Lang. Oh! Well, that's just curling surgery.
Shot, Skipper.
Thanks, buddy. If you get a little aggressive there, I didn't have a pile of it.
The Ontario family looking on.
Hold it right there.
Very reminiscent of the 1-2 game when I said they were brilliant. Ontario really didn't make any mistakes. They're shooting the same average at the moment of 94%.
That's all I want to say is good shot.
Wayne took a bit of a gamble in that straight spot to sweep it and hit it as thin as he could, but he knew that spot. It's all about memory.
Line's good. I got to see this back.
Line's close.
Room.
Whoa, if you can.
Looking for the same spot, center line side of that shot stone.
Kevin Cooey and his first.
Can't.
He does have last rock here in 7.
Curl, baby. Yep.
And
Lost its turn.
Leaves it even shorter. It's almost a bewildered look right now from Kevin Cooey.
That was almost like it picked and lost its turn as it came into the house. It's really like everything that can go wrong is going wrong.
So true.
It was bad, like it would have been.
And it definitely lost its turn. I can only assume it was a pick. Lots of rotation there.
Whoa, can't.
And I think it's got lots of weight. That rotation will let it carry.
Yep.
And there, it just stops turning.
Just normal.
It's just dead on. It's going to be a tough single for Alberta.
Gotta go hard. Gotta go hard.
Saville and Lang trying to hold a line for their skipper. Right to it, through the hole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sitting 5 without last rock, Ontario.
Great end, skipper. Great double. Great double.
It ended up right on the button.
And that was edge of 8.
And that was edge
There's
of 8.
a murmur in this place.
And it held out there for quite a while before it moved. Like it was late finish.
So do you like that line then if I'm a hair heavy?
I like the edge of 8 line. I think even if you're perfect weight, you're fine. You don't have to worry about.
Touch that one.
No, I don't think so.
Skip hates the rock at the top of the 4. Not only does it block the button physically from the half, you really don't get that good view of the button itself. Beautifully played by Glenn to sit it right there.
If you get it in tight.
Either or. Either's fine.
Okay. Kevin Cooey has had to make a couple of terrific shots in 2 and 5 to get singles, and now here in 7, a deep breath, facing 5, trailing 6-2, and he needs the lid.
Please, just through? Yep. For weight should be there. Yep. Just barely, yep.
Decent on the left.
Gotta go for just.
Little dusting right now.
Line's
Heads
good.
are up, looking. Go. They need the lid. They can't touch
good.
that stone top 4.
Line's good. Clean it.
2 of the best. Facing 5. And he'll do it again. Kevin Cooey has some broad shoulders. He's carrying them right now. Next weekend we'll be in Lethbridge, and our coverage begins Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. It's the Ford World Women's Curling Championship. Heather Nedewitt will open against the United States and Allison Pottinger. The winner of the Tim Hortons Brier will represent Canada at the Men's World Curling Championship, that to be played in Basel, Switzerland, beginning March 31st through April 8th.
Got a curl.
Whoa, line's good. Whoa.
Great draw. Game-saving draw, possibly. May have been for Alberta.
No.
And Kevin Cooey as he put it on the lid, facing 5. So who's going to be at the Ford World Women's in Lethbridge? Well, Heather Nedewitt, of course, from Edmonton. Bingu Wang, we know her. Andrea Schopp is highlighted because Andrea, who is going to make a 19th appearance at the Worlds, has broken her leg. Sent word that she will not be able to compete. We don't know who will take over the skipping duties. Eve Muirhead, Anna Sidorova from Russia, junior-aged skip, just won a bronze medal at the juniors, the World Juniors in Sweden. So that's all next weekend when we make our way to Lethbridge.
Line's good.
So it is Ontario with the lead, up 6-3. And Ontario once again has the last rock. They have the hammer here in the 8th, playing the red
Good over
stone.
curl. Over curling. Do you want right to it? It's over curling. Definitely over curling.
Now this is the time more than ever that Craig Saville becomes a big part of the picture. You know that Alberta has to take chances, has to put up front stones. So Craig needs to get some stones in front of the tee line and make it hard for Alberta to get something in behind before you can start peeling.
Craig won't be happy with that first one, excuse me. The second one's in a great spot. It forces Alberta to tap it a little bit. But if they can tap it, there'll be a nice little wall there just behind the button.
It's pretty good. Hard. 8, 9. Hard line. How's the weight? Gotta go. Whoa. Gotta go. Okay, hard then. 7, 8. Gotta go for weight. Hard line's good. Gotta move. Gotta move him just a foot, guys. Go. Go, guys. Come on. Go,
Rycroft, nice job to wrap it around. Ontario continues to sit 2 with the last rock. Talked about the World Juniors. It's wrapped up, and congratulations to the Canadian men's champions. That's Brendan Botcher out of the Saville Sports Centre in Edmonton. They win the gold medal, 10-4 over Sweden. Scotland, Hannah Fleming is the winner over Czech Republic. The Canadian women's junior champions, Jocelyn Peterman of Red Deer. She lost in a tiebreaker and was ranked 6th.
Throw, Seth.
Yeah.
Just didn't quite bump that red far enough, and it overcurled a little. So now there's not much of a pocket for Alberta. Tough to get a steal out of this situation at this point.
Whoa then.
And they have to protect for a little while, because if you make a move too soon into that area with the rocks not set up properly, you're just not going to get anything out of it.
Just 2.
No, leave it high.
Maybe a desperate measure near the conclusion of this end to try and get a rock into scoring area.
Go.
It also doesn't put the pressure on the opposition, and that's what you and I were chatting about a little bit. Ontario has played so well, but with the mistakes coming from the Alberta side, there hasn't been that same pressure on Ontario to make huge shots, difficult shots.
Yeah, the difficulty hasn't been there for the majority of the game for Ontario.
Clean. Wide iron.
I think Glenn, as a skip, would be so proud of his team, but just so pleased at the kind of shots he's being left. It's been fantastic drawing open hits. It's been wonderful.
Just high, guys. Just high. Wolf, you're over.
Less than Carter. Mine's fine.
We're over.
Okay.
Whoa, if you can.
You're in a fitting.
Yep, hard, Carter. Hard. Okay.
Wayne Madaw.
Just clean. Just clean. Just clean.
Clean.
Just clean.
Clean. Go, Winter. Shooting, guys.
Does it matter, Russ, about 1 or 2, or are you just trying to take off the high one?
Yeah, that's really smart with the score the way it is. If there's a tied game, you'd maybe try to make that double peel, because the angle was there, but that's the only way you can get into trouble is run yellow back into that pile. So 1 at a time. You're still at this point in time sitting 2. Not a problem for Ontario.
Come here.
It's going to be Alberta that has to make the first move, and it will not be a simple move.
We can still draw in there and be shot, right?
Yeah. I mean, we can sit 5.
I didn't see the call for a timeout.
What are we going to do?
They have 2 of them available.
If they want to get shot, like on the button, maybe?
Yeah. Can you get shot by corner freezing, or do you have to like draw the side of the button?
Corner freezing on the top one, like yeah. I mean, you can get shot corner freezing on either. If you're frozen on the back one,
When he just blasts it out and he gets his one, though.
I think we got to guard.
No, that's why I'm wondering, do we want to try it earlier? Like if you corner freeze on the back one, so if you corner freeze on the top one, then he hammers it, right? But if you corner freeze right beside the red one, it makes that pretty hard.
So what does that get us? It doesn't get us a whole lot more, does it?
Well, how does he get rid of everything?
Well, he doesn't get rid of everything. He just blasts it. If the corner freeze in the back one, he blasts that out, and then I guess we got to try to corner freeze again. I don't mind going with pass.
I mean,
We got an aggressive rock here.
I saved him.
Just play a draw to the button. If you could
well,
get
you
her-
don't want a corner freeze on the top.
No, it's a natural. They all go. Right?
It's a no. I mean, he might leave. He plays it across the top, and he can get rid of everything.
Yeah.
The only other thing I was thinking is we could come and try and jiggle those like with. I mean, you can see half that.
Tap ours back. I don't mind that. This rock, I think, will get there. Yeah, we can try that.
No,
with
I'm
this
just
rock,
not totally sure what that.
That gets us. I think it gets us more than the corner freeze does.
The corner freeze is only good, real good on my last one.
Yeah.
And I don't know that he won't let us do it, right? I mean, he won't let us. He won't keep peeling till that's the problem, right? I mean, if he corner freezes or.
Let's try and make. If we're tight to that guard, we can make that tap. I like
Or,
that.
you know what, even if you bounce it off it and
I think
create
it's
a
okay
pocket,
if
it's
you
not
bounce the red off, even right off
Yeah.
those ones and
So
make
what do you
more
think
of
of
a
that?
pocket.
Back 12?
I think
Back
you
is
can
the
be a
call.
bit aggressive on the weights, yeah.
2 shots. They could come down here that you heard them talk and bringing the yellow down into this area here, which would be tough to double off. The other option is to come down this way, tap their own. If they could sneak the guard and try to tap it back this way, create a little bit of a wall. It's tough to get by that guard and hit almost to the nose, but they've got that weapon rock that they finally identified, and Pat's going to throw that one, the 5 rock, and it will curl more.
Used up a lot of time, but remembering they still do have 2 90-second timeouts available. But right now, Linda, there is, 10 minutes difference in game time.
Little up.
The Alberta side playing that much slower, and it's all those draws they've had to play.
It is.
Lean.
But at this stage, if nothing works here, their time
Stay
isn't going to be
close.
really
Whoa.
needed. This is
Right on.
desperate.
Whoa!
Come
Stay
on,
with
baby.
it.
Come on, baby.
Yep.
shot.
What the best he could do, and spectacular recovery with a rock he's not sure of.
As good as we could have done.
Yeah, there's the comment.
As good as you can do, Pat. Good shot.
Huh?
It's probably the only rock we have that can make that shot. If we peel, what's he do? Go there?
Yeah, that would be pretty bad.
What's that?
That would be
That would
horrible.
be pretty bad if we let him go there. What would we do?
If you do this.
If we got one there, it sure would be good, wouldn't it?
Oh man, that's real. Did you just see his?
Yeah.
And it's going to go onto here for sure.
Real good though if you make it.
What's that if I go here?
Go low. No, if you get low. That's
you go-
dangerous.
yeah.
though.
Why don't we
That's
throw it
hard.
there?
That's hard line to get, isn't it?
You know what? I think if you get it wide enough, it might come up. It's not
long
bad.
as
You
you
want
get
to
to the
play it,
nose,
tap
Wayne.
that back.
What's that?
As long as
Tap
you were
that
to get
back.
to the nose, it's not bad.
Or a
That's
little
pretty
across?
good. Yeah, and then
If you get there, it's really good.
Okay.
I'm not sure he has that much of a shot.
I like that.
Out here somewhere.
What are you thinking? What do you
Do
throw?
you think it's going to come? I'm going to throw it 5 too. Okay. 5, Glenn.
Like this way?
Yeah, I don't mind it at all.
Running this yellow back any good on the top one?
Yeah.
Okay, let's think about where we are in the game.
Yeah, you can run it in either one.
Is this, in fact, what Kevin Cooey wants to draw Ontario into right now?
I think so. I think so. They want rocks in play. Hopefully Wayne makes a bit of a mistake. He bounces open, does something. I thought Ontario would peel that guard.
I was positive they would.
Exactly.
Might have a shot.
Yeah.
And one of the things that Kevin was thinking about is who is throwing. You've got Wayne up there, and Wayne's the master of playing some sort of peel, even running the yellow in somehow, but with weight, so you spill things.
Weight should be there.
This is straight draw.
Wait only. Wait only. Wait only.
A lot is going to depend now on Saville and Lang. As
Line's good. Clean it. Whoa.
he can get across the face of that shot stone sitting edge of the button.
Whoa.
The 4-foot T-line.
Just a little one.
Whoa.
Just get across the face is what he wanted to do.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Real good.
Yeah, I don't think it helps them. It was a great shot, but pretty tempting to peel those guards, Linda.
Yeah, I'm surprised at that.
At the end.
Yeah,
At
I
the
know.
end
only
when it
thing
should-
that
when it should be
I didn't
curling.
with them.
No, I was thinking the same thing. At the end when it should be curling. It's not bad.
No, but that's the straight spot that we've seen day after day these last few days.
Shooter, right? Then we all, if he plays that, I'm fine letting him try that.
Yep.
What do you think's better? Problem is, if I go there, if I just hit it to there, what if he just guards this? I don't really.
If you get it to here, though, it should open this one up, right? For your next one.
Well, you're saying if I'm a little high.
Well, yeah, you're going to have to be a hair high, right, to hit it to a dead freeze. So.
Okay. Well, I don't think it's awful to get shot, too.
No, I think it wouldn't mind getting shot. Yep.
Does that look like lots?
Well, it's hard to imagine, 98% for Glenn Howard.
Brilliant performance. Now, Kevin has had some very difficult shots, but the draw weight really has been a bit elusive for him. And at this point, Glenn Howard is playing well, and his whole team is supporting him beautifully.
Still does surprise me that Russ, that he's been drawn into this.
I agree. I 100% agree.
Yeah. Into the pocket, maybe.
Yep. Keep the angles.
I said earlier, Ontario has to be careful about being greedy. Maybe this is a little bit of that.
To their defense, what they were worried about is if there was a peel made, there would have been a little bit of a pocket, and that would allow Kevin an easier shot in there. And they thought Wayne could get in there first. I think that's what they were trying to do. But 3-point lead, hammer, it'd be pretty tempting to move some yellow.
So this is a little angled tap, trying to move the yellow stone up.
Looks pretty good.
Hard line. Go line.
Go.
How's the weight?
Thiessen and Rycroft now.
Line. Whoa. Yep.
Simmons calling line.
Hard.
Want to hit it on the high side. Hell, and they'll bump it to be shot. Oh, is it turned around now? Well, there was no hesitation from the Ontario team. Is this an angle raise in?
Yeah, I thought Kevin was trying to hit it in, draw it into there, into that area there. That would have made a big difference. Now, watch out. These could fly. Red could stay. Sit 3.
Yep.
Ontario. Howard. Brent Lang. Saville as hard as they've brushed all game. Get it by, angle it in, and they'll squirt it across. Shot stone, though. Still belongs to Alberta.
A little thick, eh?
Yeah, Glenn had to hit that 2-3 just thinner.
I didn't expect it to
curl at all.
Throwing it very hard.
After we just finished saying that this has been a very straight spot, it curled.
2/3.
Definitely fooled them.
I know, but if you tap it on an angle, you're going to be sitting here.
I see. You keep it a hair high. Keep it a hair high, even if I bounce it in off this to there, right?
I don't know if you want to move him. Can you get shot without...
Timeout.
Here's the
You can if you just
90
tap it
seconds.
right there.
Mind you, I might.
Yeah, you don't want to push. I know.
You can't tap it right into here, right? That's real bad.
We got to try to sit too, don't we?
Oh yeah, for sure. I was thinking if you could just tap it to just bite to the button. I mean, you're gonna steal one for sure, right? If he runs it in there. But if we could ever get really good line, like move your broom this way, Carter.
Yeah, just.
I don't think you can get second shot there, though, can you?
Huh?
Well, you might have to just touch ours a hair, but that's fine
Yeah,
too,
if you
right?
touch ours a hair, it'll freeze.
Makes the freeze better. That might be better even.
Yeah, you don't want it.
No.
What's he
try
playing?
and sit too here.
Yeah,
you gotta sit too.
You don't want to steal 9, then 10.
He's playing this one as long as he can get rid of one of ours. Right?
Okay, so
right on the nose, eh?
Right on the nose.
Right on the nose, or just over curl it a hair.
to here.
Because even if you get it to the hinge, it's pretty tough to wiggle that through. It's going to be sitting there.
Yeah.
Even if we tap it a bit, right?
Yeah. Even if you move this a hair, Kevin.
It's all
right to a
line, right?
freeze.
Right on the nose.
Right on the nose. Nose is perfect. You're there.
I'm gonna probably be. Do I need to be a bit more aggressive on the weight?
You need a hair more weight, not much.
I don't think if it's really hanging, I think
Yeah.
Play to move this, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Pick us off.
Yeah. We'll try and let it come right to the nose.
Okay.
Wow. Listen to the crowd. They're into it now. Kevin's wife, Carla, along with Ava and Lila.
Hair more weight, I'm thinking, right? Or do you think the exact same?
It's exact same weight, right?
Exact
You were like
same
a
weight should
9.
be perfect, yeah.
Because of the score, they'd love to sit 2. They could just simply throw a guard and probably steal 1, but they'd like to take this opportunity to steal a 2. Has to be perfect.
Final stone for Alberta.
Not a lot more.
Here in 8, trying to tap a stone, top edge of the 8-foot back to hopefully sit 2 there.
Yes!
Sitting 1 right now.
Whoa!
Thiessen, Rycroft called right off. Simmons calling line.
Yes!
Gotta just bang it on the nose, boys. Hold it right there. You're gonna be sitting 2. Oh, I don't know. Second shot appears to be the red at the back of the 4-foot.
Is it for sure?
It curled a little bit at the end.
Oh boy, that's massive, because if that taps at all, I'm not sure what Ontario is doing.
I don't think it changes our shot.
No, it doesn't. Okay, just chisel. So I want to.
So where was I? My weight was back 4, right?
There's a little bit of curl to mean it actually crossed the stone a tiny bit.
So it's just tick it, really,
And
right?
then it didn't have quite enough power once it crossed to push it back.
We had to move it more.
It's interesting because they did back off. And then just as they did, that's when the curl came.
Yeah, it was more the speed was absolutely just 2 spectacular shots, but it just overcurled it here.
Okay, they're just a hair tighter than me.
Can you? They're just going to what? Try and slice this sideways?
Yeah, as thin as they can. That's not going to be easy. They have to throw pretty soft weight, but it's possible. Just come down here with about a hack weightish, hit it as thin as possible, and try to redirect that rock in this way.
Okay, so you, Linda, I'm thinking again playing the scoreboard. If this, in fact, you can't hurt yourself. I guess this is with this shot, really.
You can only see a sliver of the rock, so I don't think there's any way that you could push it in the wrong direction.
Because I thought maybe give them their 1 and move on and take the last rock to 9.
Let's go, Skipper. Make it.
Final stone. It is Alberta sitting 1.
Wait's real good. Okay, clean. Whoa.
So front end likes it out of his hand.
We got enough. Back line. Whoa. Right we have enough. Right off. Right off. Right off. Perfect. Close. Right off.
Nadal still waiting for it to break for him.
No. Whoa. Wait's perfect.
No, not yet.
Wait's perfect.
Just angle it back. Angle it to the button. Yes. Oh, goodness. What a shot. Wow. Kevin Cooey just had his pocket picked.
Oh, I know. You see that straighten up at the end? I know. Same thing.
Great shot. Great shot.
It's always a special moment at the Tim Hortons Brier as the tankard is brought in, escorted by Corporal Jeffrey Friedenstab and Constable Ernst Impey of the Saskatoon Regional Traffic Services. So let's go back. The year was 2007. It was in Hamilton, the Brier final. Ontario against Brad Goujon, and Ontario won it, stealing a point in the 10th for a 7-6 win. Saville, Lang, Richard Hart, and Glenn Howard winning over Brad Goujon, Newfoundland, Labrador. But since then, and even before then, it's been a lot of, heartbreak for Howard. Broken heart several times. And then, of course, you throw in the loss in the final, Kevin Martin to go to Vancouver. And then just more recently losing to Kevin Martin in the final of the Canada Cup for the first spot in the qualifying for Winnipeg and the curling trials. Not a lot has gone right for Ontario's Glenn Howard.
Real hard line.
I guess there's two ways of looking at that, though, and I think Glenn's had that great attitude this week. You can have the attitude is we make finals. We make finals, we're a good team, and we just have to come out and perform our best. And there is no doubt that in this game, they brought their very best. And it's several games in a row now, end of round robin play, the 1-2 game, and now the final, where they have been at the very peak of their performances.
Yeah, 6 spectacular years, in my opinion. And you just have to look at Kevin Cooey to answer that question. You get to a Canadian final, you're playing a wonderful team. Look what's happening to Alberta today. And 2 years ago, it was flipped the other way. Alberta beat Ontario in the final. And you're lucky to win half those finals because you're playing a great team that's hot and playing well at the right times.
Well, it's time now for the M&M Meat Shop's Final End Challenge. Right after the game, go to finalend.ca, enter the secret word for a chance to win a trip for two to see the 2013 World Junior Curling Championship in Sochi, Russia. The first 100 entries will have a chance to win a $50 M&M gift card, and all participants will get an M&M discount. The secret word is coming up.
Yeah, Nolan, you got it. Whoa, good.
Pick the back one.
Same one, partner.
Yeah? You don't hit the back one?
No.
Feel it.
This is good.
Hey.
With the score being a little lopsided, it's not quite so bad, but I always have a little chuckle when they parade that trophy in at this stage of the game. If it's a close game, you first of all already have the medal sitting out there on the sheet next to you, distracting you a little bit, and then of course post 8th end, they parade that big trophy in, and Kevin's name is on it, and you certainly want it again, and that can be a little distraction.
Certainly can.
A little more.
Line's tighter.
Looking back at that 8th.
Yep.
He makes a brilliant shot to angle it in. Glenn does.
Clean, it's up.
But the decision and having been put in that position, he makes the shot, granted, but did he get away with one?
I think so, Vic. I really do. I'd love to. We'll talk to him later and see. But his mother would have told him to peel those guards for sure. That's what could have got him in trouble. Kevin, if Kevin taps that any farther, maybe moves that red one that Glenn made that great shot off of, moves it back behind the tee line, he doesn't have that shot, and then you're running in the wrong color. Who knows what could happen? You might even just throw it away and give them two, and that would be bad with only the 3-point lead. You'd be back in the ball game. Yeah. But you know what? They hoped Wayne would get to the inside. He didn't, and then Glenn made a good one.
And then Cooey's last, Linda, the Rays just over curled that fraction. Yeah. I mean, if they hold it, it goes straight back.
Well, yeah, it was halfway between two shots. A direct tap to be line two, or the tap to move the other red one back, which would have been the better of all the results. And neither one came to fruition. They just couldn't get shot rock in there.
Yeah, all day hard.
Just sitting one. But it was a beautiful shot by Glenn. My goodness.
Yep. Hard. Yeah, you're good.
Somewhat reminiscent of the shot he made extra end against Northern Ontario. Another wonderful shot during round robin. Just has a way of pulling out those shots when needed. In fact, the entire team today.
Well, that's the thing. We talk about peak performances, preparing to be your best. As coaches, we so hope an athlete will be able to do that.
That one won't be.
But for almost every athlete you can speak of in any sport, knowing the formula, the pregame preparation, all the things that you have to do to get ready for the game, bringing your best onto the ice, it's a huge guess for many athletes. And for them to do it in this game, every little piece of the puzzle seems to have come together for Ontario.
You punish it.
3.
For Kevin Cooey, it didn't start well, let's face it. It might have been a different story if in that first end Pat didn't miss a wide open hit. Maybe related to the stones, maybe related to the fact that Pat isn't feeling well and didn't have the kick from the hack, but that was a very bad start. And
Didn't seem to get any better for them.
Gotta go.
Yep,
Gotta
yep,
go. Gotta go.
yep.
Gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go.
Gotta go. Good. That's fine. That's fine.
And they'll roll the shooter all the way over to
Good try.
cover the edge of the 12-foot.
Those high center guards. Right. Like I'm thinking just good board, but that's starting to look like a lot of ice.
Yeah, yeah.
For just board, you think
Just
that's
board.
good?
I think that's okay, yeah.
I mean, we got to roll. Nose is a
Yeah.
king.
Yeah, no, I think that'll be good.
Trying to roll away, create some separation. Dead on, sets up a pretty easy half rock double.
Just board.
Okay. Need nose, eh?
That's a lot of ice. You shouldn't be anywhere near the nose.
To keep those emotions in check. If you're Ontario, if you play in the 9th, you lead by 4.
Whoa.
Final
Otter
stone
big.
does belong to
Clean.
Alberta.
Whoa. Off.
Playing the
Clean.
Yellow
Whoa.
Rocks.
Whoa. Off, Nolan. Yep. Yep. Yes. 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 Hard. Hard. Roll it. Go, go.
Now trying to roll it away. Shot. Is it there, the double?
Boy, I don't think so.
Perfect.
There's definitely no need to risk anything. You have to just make sure you make one go away.
Right this way.
Roll in half behind it. Shouldn't roll over there?
Just roll over there, yeah. If you get
Roll half behind
yeah.
it. Normal?
Sure.
Yeah?
Smart call here. If you can't throw it that hard, just hit and roll. If you ever rolled half to the back of the 4-foot, half buried, it'd be a tough little shot for 2.
Clean. Clean it. Normal.
Whoa. Close. Whoa.
Clean
Close.
it. Yep. Yep.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
Whoa.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Go. 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 Right over. Go. Go.
Trying
go,
to roll
go,
it
go,
over
go,
on the
go.
corner.
Cut the piece.
Good throw. Couldn't make it with that weight. No, we'll throw it later.
If you had to hit it right there with an absolute cannon.
Yeah, I don't quite have that cannon.
Yeah. Oh.
Same kind of weight, did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be any less with that ice. This will
Okay.
curl a little more than that
This
little
will come
last
up.
spot you did. Yeah, this is that spot that
And
has gone pretty
Okay,
well.
I'll
eh?
throw a bit
again,
more then.
it's
I like that.
playing within yourself. As Glenn says, and maybe he does have the cannon, and we've seen him play up weight shots. But at this moment in time, not looking too forward, not too far, saying, all right, I'm going to give him the deuce. I'm going to let him have it, and we'll have control of the last rock coming home, and we're going to be up by 3.
Yeah, exactly. The last thing you want to do is throw as hard as you could, lose some control, miss the darn thing. You had to make contact. They still haven't scored their 2. They have to make their shot. And yeah, 2 up coming home with hammer. You take your chances.
More than last time.
Clean it.
More than last time.
Final stone.
Yep. Clean it.
Whoa.
Chance for 2.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yep. Yep. Yes. Hard. Hard. Hard.
Can't touch their own. So Alberta will get their first deuce. It comes in 9. Ontario leads by 2. Well, it's that time. Time now for the M&M Meat Chops Final End Challenge, and the secret word is sausage. Right after the game, go to finalend.ca and enter that secret word sausage for a chance to win a trip for 2 to see the 2013 World Junior Curling Championship in Sochi, Russia. Ontario has the lead. They're up by 2. They also have the hammer coming home, playing the Red Rocks.
A lot of room.
You got in.
Got a curl. Just even them up.
Quite often in this
Gotta be dead
situation,
even, Lions
with the
getting better.
advantage of the free guard zone, 2
Where my
guards
berm
go
is.
up. Ontario peels one, you go around, they peel the other, you go around the other. A lot of times the skipper's aiming at 3 rocks at the end of the end.
Good shot.
Ontario will eventually look for some double opportunities to make it that much easier.
I think so, eh?
Now it is a different approach to put the guards in those positions.
How so?
Spreading them out across the sheet. But so you're just trying to find a way to get something in the rings. Just need to force some difficult shots.
Close.
Might be slower in the middle lane. You think? Yeah, I'm agreeing with that.
Line's good. Room. Line's good.
No. Doesn't need us.
Top 8, top 4, top 4.
No.
Looks good, actually, guys. Looks real good.
Needs to stop. Stop, baby. Stop, baby. Stop, Goose. Good boy. Good shot. Good. Sorry, Carter.
Carter Rycroft.
Top 4. Line's good. Wait only.
If you have any hope of stealing points, you have to string all 8 stones, all 8 good shots together in this one end. It's something they've really struggled with.
Yeah, little bump.
Get off. We got lots of weight.
Little bump is right, and it bumps and rolls off.
He needed that to the face of that red rock.
Clean, yep.
Brent Lang.
Clean. Good throw, Langer.
Good boy, Seth. Sorry, man. Totally chickened out on
Yes,
Well, when the numbers are this good, Linda, this is quite a story.
It's a huge story for Ontario, and you look at the numbers, but it's also a story about how the game started. Ontario with the deuce on a Pat Simmons miss, and then in 4, there was 2 doubles made, and still another deuce for Ontario. A great performance by the team from Ontario and Glenn Howard.
And maybe that single in 8, which you didn't highlight, though, may stick out as an addendum to your story.
That was a beautiful shot. But falling behind against any good team, it's going to be difficult to claw your way back.
The game story brought to you by M&M Meat Shops. Hundreds of meal ideas, one aisle.
With this one. Even with this one?
Yeah.
Alberta's still fighting hard, though, trying to get a rock in the right position, keeping them even, preventing a double.
Wait only.
Weight's pretty good.
Room. Clean. Yep.
Just for line.
This will go hard once it crosses the line. You have to be careful here.
Don't want to touch it.
Off. You got to let it die no matter where you are.
Howard is there. It'll stop back edge of the 8.
You want to go down and take a look? What for? For the double?
Does that really help us? So if we hit, he's going to go around.
But if you make the double on the, on the 2 in the house.
We got an hour.
Timeout being called by Ontario.
If you're going to play the dub, you got to do it quiet.
Yeah. You're right.
You don't want to go over the top.
You don't want to go across the top.
What if we just nose?
Nose isn't bad.
Nose, he freezes or taps us a foot. Then what do we do? So we can't get the top one out and we can't get the outside one out. We draw right.
Top that double, eh?
Oh, for sure. Oh, easy. Easy.
Good run that.
Ooh, I don't like that.
How about a board waiter?
Board waiter, trying to hit roll.
Roll over the side?
Yeah.
I like it.
I like that, Langer.
It has been and continues to be a democracy with this team, and Howard is happy with it.
Yeah, roll anywhere is good.
You could simply peel a guard.
Yeah, I think you have to decide at this stage what you want the house to look like for skip stones. It's nothing dramatic at the moment causing you problems.
You could even peel a guard into the shot rock. There's no way of jamming both of them. One of those yellows would go. That would free up that back one. As I said earlier, with the free guard zone in this situation, a lot of times you're looking at 3 rocks. It's just where do you want them? But I think it's smart that the yellow and red are together here right now, and they're going to try to move that.
Whoa, right off. Right off.
Oh, clean it. Clean it.
Brent Lang.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
It's fine.
Okay.
That's what they didn't want to play, right on the nose.
Yep. Yeah, it complicates it a little more. They can now Pat can tap this a bit, create a bit of a wall.
Get them all. Cross it here. Nose is okay.
It's number 6. Number 6. No. It curls good too.
You're looking for like an 8-9?
8-9.
Okay.
Nine, 10.
9, 10.
9. 10.
Yep.
Whoa.
9 puts it at the back of the 8-foot.
Hard then.
Whoa.
Yeah? Yes.
Yep.
Hard.
Yep.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Sit.
Okay. And they will push it all the way through.
Knows it?
Knows it.
Yeah.
Board?
Langer with board.
Okay.
Need to create that wall. That really
You were
hurts
just board,
that one
Langer,
to
for.
tap it through.
I think that was the slightly faster stone
Yeah,
again, and
yeah.
that's the complication when you choose rocks that are a little bit different.
No. I think board's pretty good scenario here. That's right, were you 3 years, Langer?
Yep. That's how good he has been. Wayne Madaw. 97%.
Whoa.
Less than me?
Whoa. Whoa.
Whoa.
Stay rolling. Yeah. Hurt.
Whoa.
Right off. Off. No. No.
Whoa.
Gotta stay in 8-foot.
Whoa. Good.
That's good.
Good spot.
I like that better. Yeah.
It's so
Shall we?
nice to
Yeah,
see
that's
Wayne
perfect,
back at it.
that's
Wayne
probably
was,
better.
I think, the best second stone that ever played the game when I
just go
was
around
lucky enough to
anyways,
play with him. He then skipped, became the best skip in the world for 2 or 3 years. And he just didn't have as strong a team as Glenn did and couldn't get through the Ontarios and lost a lot of interest, to be honest. Glenn gave him the phone call, and boy, oh boy, he's right back.
Well, in fact, the teams he was putting together, Russ, would you agree, they were just basically teams to try and qualify for the Ontario Playdowns. They didn't do a lot of bond spilling, right?
Right, exactly. It's almost like the pros and the Joes. The top teams in the country now are so committed, and more power to them. And Wayne just couldn't find 4 guys to go at it that hard, and you can't compete at that level if you don't.
Timeout, Alberta, their second.
Blake looks confused.
And once again,
Just an easy call.
Blake McDonald, who was a member of that team and that won it all in 2 years ago,
The only
joins
thing
them.
I'm thinking is if you actually do draw now, and he runs this, at some point we're going to have to make that double, right? And to make that double, we're going to roll everything over. Like, if you're going to make the double, you might as well make it now and roll something in behind cover.
What about...
we could go around the reds.
Yeah,
Right?
or even if we get...
Yeah, that's
if we get corner freeze on the back one, right?
It's going to make
or
the
around
double
them
tougher,
both.
though.
Yeah,
How are you going to
around
make
them
that
both.
double over?
What's that?
If you go around the reds, how are you going to make that double? Because the only way to make it is over the top. Stay.
Just like then the control weight double and roll.
Now, no, because you can't. Like, you got to throw it hard, and
You
got
don't have to make the double. You can jam it.
Well, you
and
do,
stay.
because now he's. Well, I guess he has 1 chance at it.
I think if you're going to make it, you might as well try and make it now.
I don't mind.
What does he do if we come around, though? I mean, if we come around.
How are you going to make it later if we come around?
Well, I don't have to make it on my next one, right? I can just make one. I can make the top one and roll.
Yeah. I like that. I don't like trying it now. Okay, let's go behind.
So you're going behind everything?
Yeah.
I don't mind it. Do you?
No, that's what I like.
Okay. If you guys both like it, then let's do it.
It's his best. We gotta go as long until they have a go with this double.
I agree.
Have a go with something, right?
Whatever they try now, is it fair to characterize it as desperate?
Oh, no question about it, Vic. They all have to be perfect. This has to be buried. been an interesting end. Ontario's countered that corner guard by staying in the rings, which has been smart. But on the other hand, it now gives protection for Alberta. So if they can make this perfect, and this is the 5 rock, this is the cutter. If any rock will sink in behind that one on the tee line, it's this one.
Now, Blake did provide some good input. They have to decide, once this is behind those reds, how eventually they're going to move the reds, because that red one on the tee line's in a great spot. So they have thought it through. They need 3 stones to do it. The first one is this wraparound.
Room. Gotta go for weight.
Gotta go for weight.
Go then, Lionel. Get your hard line. Come on. Hard.
Boy, big scrub now as they try to wrap this around. They said they would go deep if they could, and Thiessen. And they will go deep.
Beautiful shot.
Good Russian.
Still freeze to that one? Or freeze to this one?
Well, this one.
Could freeze there.
That might be better.
That might be better.
We're 1.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
I think that's the
freeze
spot.
there. That'd
Yeah.
be pretty good. I think that's the spot right there, boys.
Yep.
What do you think, Wayner?
Yep, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
And we got to keep it on this
We
side.
gotta try and get shot, yeah.
What do you think
he's
here,
trying to get
Wayner?
second shot.
Yeah. Same speed, boys?
Yep.
With a scoreboard the way it is, this is not the way you want to approach this end. If you're Ontario, you'd rather be hitting. Kevin has complicated their lives by putting some rocks in a nice spot. Ontario's theory is they want to make sure they outcount those 2 yellows that are already in the rings.
Pat Simmons has done a wonderful job with that stone. It's unbelievable.
All the focus, of course, is on the shot and not the prize table over the shoulder.
Lots of line. Wait only, T-line.
Where are we?
Line's good.
Pretty good.
Line's good, room. T-line.
Whoa, whoa.
T, whoa.
Not yet.
T-line,
Gotta
line's
curl.
real good.
Gotta curl a bit.
Keep it down. Keep it
Line's
down.
real good.
Weight's great.
Real good.
Wayne Madon, his
Let it curl,
last.
let it curl.
Easy side. Easy side.
Whoa, 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 lock it up. Whoa, 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 whoa.
No,
Yep.
no.
Whoa,
Yep,
whoa,
no,
whoa,
no,
whoa.
no, no. Right on.
Great shot.
Beauty, Wayner.
This
Wayner.
one.
When you need it, he comes through with a 97%er.
That was just a perfect curling shot.
25?
Yeah.
You know it's quicker in there, inside out. You know the adrenaline's got to be pumping a little bit, and the veterans come through today big time.
He's played a lot of hits, too. He has played a couple of draws of late, but
See if we can
he's
stay.
been kicking out so hard with those hits. Suddenly you have to pull it back.
Stay high side on it, eh? A little bit. That's a good shot.
No timeouts remaining now for this Alberta side. They've used them both, and you see the time remaining.
It's going to be too thin, though.
Oh, boy.
Look at Cooey and his
If you
eyes
make this-
just
what if you-
surveying the house. Where do I go? What can I do?
Make this and try and send that over there now on
Need
purpose,
to.
eh? And move that. Just have them sit side by side.
Nose it.
Yeah. And unlock it that way.
Yeah, I guess he'll nose that one, but
If we get
Maybe
a
have to run
jam here, you might be able to make that double in line 3 that way, eh? If you unlock it, if you can get that over there and unlock it.
what do you like? Any ideas?
I think it's going to be, if you move this, it's going to be too thin for that still, eh?
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing.
It's down to 250
The only
now.
other thing I saw right now is go tick, bash, double, and sit there. You got to get rid of that one. Have to sit 3. You can't.
Yeah. Yeah, or that now. Yeah.
That's probably most likely, as hard as it is.
Yeah.
I mean, to make this
Pro.
nose,
It's pretty tough.
it's not moving that much. Let's
No.
try that.
The only shot they've got is to come down here with peel weight, make that one, have that top red rock go across, hopefully tick and maybe roll out, and that will move this yellow enough that then maybe, and just maybe, Kevin can come around and get it if Glenn makes a mistake. But because that shot that Wayne threw is so good, the angle's so good, how do you get that out, even if you just aimed it right now?
They're actually
Yeah,
playing the
give her a
tick
good
double,
go.
I believe.
Oh, the thin double up to, really?
With that ice, they have to be.
And sticking it on Wayne's.
Yes.
Cooey in his first.
Wayne. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Whoa. Yep. Yes. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Thiessen, Mycroft back right off now. Over
Look at
and
this.
on top. Oh, what a shot to keep his hopes alive.
Spectacular.
Only this time it wasn't a force, you guys.
We say it many times, no matter who wins these games, we know we have a great representative going to the Worlds, but this is spectacular shot making for a team that's frustrated and they don't really know if they have much of a chance to steal here, but what a great shot.
He can lie at least two.
No, two, but it's wide open. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, wide open.
What does he do if we tap that anywhere?
Tap that and leave him shot.
Yeah, what does he do?
He hits that.
Yeah, we
Rolls,
have
in,
an open hit.
rolls into the side.
Got a open hit. Yeah. It's pretty good, isn't it?
What's
I
that?
don't know. What do you see,
I
Glenn?
have a freeze to it.
We got lots of time. Yeah.
Tapping might be easier because it's wide open.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
the
16
same.
minutes.
I mean, you're just trying to get
Still one time out.
Count that one where you can't get all the reds out.
Okay, but you're going to push this one out of the way?
I
Yeah.
think so.
Okay.
I think that's a good call.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Are we trying to be just a hair high?
I like hack here.
Yeah, a hair high, but I don't think it matters if he ends up shot. What you don't want is to hit it here, and then that goes, and then he doubles and lies three.
That's what I'm getting at.
Well, if it goes low, though, as long as we don't count that one is all we're trying to do.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
I like that.
Okay.
Hack.
Hack. You're trying to nose it.
Nose it.
Okay.
That looks
Like
good
that?
there, Wayne,
Yeah.
right?
It's not a bad shot
Yeah.
there, Kev.
Hack and nose.
Hey?
Nose.
Like this?
What?
Feels like as long as we don't hit it high, even if we
Yeah, as long as we
lose
stay
it.
on it, I think.
Well, even if we don't, yeah, we can't double.
The key with this one, it's kind of funny that you're tapping your own third shot out and releasing it so that fourth one's in play, but they feel it's the best way to hit and stay on top of this is throw a bit of speed.
Yeah, should go there.
The key is to
You know
keep
it.
this shooter closer than that back yellow.
You have to think that Glenn Howard did not expect to be in this kind of a game playing the 10th.
Close. Whoa. Whoa. Clean. Whoa. Whoa. Clean. Yep.
Whoa.
Whoa. Clean. Whoa. 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 Right off. Right off. Right off.
Sick.
Not bad.
Six shot stone now.
Okay. Set a curl of hair. Good throw, Glenn. Good throw.
It's rolled an inch too far, and this sets up a bullet double.
What's that?
In curl.
No.
Just missed the yellow,
Yep.
eh?
Yep. Alberta must be sitting two when this is done. There's the crowd here at the Credit Union Center. And the clock ticking down at 50 seconds.
Very flat double. Look at those rocks. They're almost identical.
Not everybody can make these. This takes big weight.
Alberta has to be sitting two.
Try and spin, kick that one out.
2 to tie. $30 left. Has to be sitting two.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Nothing yet. Has to be sitting two. Bang it. Jump it across. Oh, boy. And at the moment, how close is that? I don't know.
It's real close.
It is close. Make something go away.
I think it's us. Let's hit this one.
You do?
Shot, Glenn. I do. Same shot.
Take it away. Same shot?
Yeah.
Watch the same
Get
shot?
away with that one.
Oh, you gave it a go.
Hack. Just peel.
Just peel it.
Great try. Any thinner at all. He sits three.
Zach, same?
No, I'm going normal.
Okay. Oh, you see lots of it. Let's go, Skipper.
Sitting one for sure. Is he just sitting two?
There's a streaker.
Okay, up.
They're just going to pick out the one that potentially is second shot.
So Glenn Howard gathers himself final stone here in 10.
Clean it! Whoa!
Wayne Madaw calling off Saville and Lang. And there is no more heartbreak for Howard. Glenn Howard, Wayne Madaw, Brent Lang, Craig Saville are the 2012 Tim Hortons Brier champions.
Thank you.
It's a fourth Brier championship for Glenn Howard. But as a skip, it becomes his second to go along with 07, the likes of, well, great names such as Kerry Burtnick, our own Russ, Eddie Wernick, Pat Ryan, Heck Gervais. Ontario celebrates the win, and he keeps his promise. He said he was going to do it, and he did.
The 2012 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by a Roll Up the Rim to Win. It's time for Tim's. The 2012 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by World Financial Group. Proud to be a sponsor of the Season of Champions. Your dreams, our strategies. By Scotties, proud supporter of women's curling for over 30 years. And by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
He finally has his second Brier. Glenn Howard and the team from the Coldwater Club in Ontario are winners. Glenn and Wayne are with Brian.
Glenn, I'll start with you. Congratulations. I know a lot of disappointment since 2006. How satisfying is this win for you?
You have no idea. It was absolutely so gratifying. I had a great feeling coming into this game. The guys were making everything. I think Wayne was 120% in that game. My guys were in the mid-90s. What a performance. That was our A game, and we could have brought it to a better game in the Brier final.
Where'd you get this Madaw guy? He's not bad. You going to keep him?
He's been hiding under a corner for, I've been watching him for a few years. He's pretty good.
Wayne, let me ask you this. The Hot Shots winner, you come back now with Glenn, and now you've won at 3 different positions. How satisfying is this for you?
You know what? It's satisfying to play with a great team and to play a game like that and to win a game like that. I've never been so nervous in my life, up to with the hammer coming home.
What was your mindset going into this? Because you didn't miss anything out there tonight.
Oh, you know, it was so easy because Glenn was making everything going into that game. When Glenn's making everything, it makes my job easy. Just give him some chances, and that's all I was trying to do, and all the rocks stopped in the right spots.
So you're going to play lead next year? You haven't won at lead yet.
Well, you know what? Stoughton's looking for a player. Maybe I'll go play at Jeff next year.
Congratulations to you guys. Thank you very much, Wayne.
Thank you.
Please welcome the 2012 Tim Hortons Brier champions, Team Ontario.
It's the walk that every team wants to make. The walk of a champion. Team Ontario. Glenn Howard, Wayne Madaw, Brent Lang, Craig Saville, Scott Howard at 5th, and their coach, Scott Taylor. Wayne Madaw setting a record 98%, highest ever in a final at the 3rd position. And he also breaks that curse of Hot Shot winner in 18 years, only once as the Ford Hot Shot winner. That was Steve Gould.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks, boys. Appreciate it.
Back in 1999, who went on to win the championship, and now Wayne Madaw becomes the 2nd.
Thank you. Wow. That was a long time down. That's all I can say.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Doug Anthony, VP Western Operations for Tim Hortons. Ladies and gentlemen, Doug Anthony.
It is my distinct honor, on behalf of the entire Tim Hortons chain, to present the Brier Tankard Trophy to Team Ontario. Glenn Howard, you've been to 10 Brier finals, the last 3 in a row, and now you have your 4th championship. Congratulations. You truly are an icon of curling in Canada, and good luck at the World Championships in Switzerland next month.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Doug Anthony from Tim Hortons will present keeper trophies, while Laura Lachansky, CCA Board Liaison, presents bronze medals to our bronze medal team. To Team Manitoba.
Manitoba team out of Brandon.
To their coach, Brian Fowler.
25 years ago, of course, he represented Manitoba.
To their fifth, William Lyburn. To their lead, Derek Samogowski.
An all-star this week.
To their second, Richard Denault. To their third, Alan Lyburn. And last but not least, to their skip, Rob Fowler.
They finished in second place with a record of 8-3 and came up nervous. Ontario looked so good, Linda, in that 1-2 game.
Yes, it was definitely not a contest as far as execution, but I love Rob Fowler's attitude, his leadership as a skip. It was wonderful.
After that loss, he had a great talk with the team. It was just so inspirational and a great future for Robbie for sure.
And then won that classic bronze medal game earlier today. Now it's Team Alberta out of the Glencoe Club. And so,
to their second, Carter Rycroft.
Ed Lukowicz win by them back in 1986. Still remains the last win by a Calgary team. Big cheer for Pat Simmons from Moose Jaw. And that slow start really hurt.
Really, they're going to have to figure out why that happened. It's not an easy thing. You're so disappointed right now, but you need to take some time and figure out how to make it work better next time.
Starting off with their coach, Scott Taylor.
Scott Howard at 5th got into a couple of games with Craig Saville.
What a moment for Scotty to watch his dad win like that and be such a big part of it. What a thrill.
To their second,
Craig has been ill this week. Once again battled, and in this game was terrific.
We say 98%.
Thank you.
He got the look late in round robin. And then he made the promise that this, in fact, would be his Brier. And as he looks back to family, the tankard being brought out.
We're going to turn around. You got it, buddy?
Get in there, Gomer?
Get in there, Gomer.
So the names of Glenn Howard, Wayne Madaw, Brent Lang, Craig Saville, Scott Howard, and Scott Taylor will go on the Tankard Trophy as the 2012 Tim Hortons Brier champions.
Sung by the University of Saskatchewan Greystone Singers under the direction of Dr. Gerald Langner.
Our home and native
They are the champions, Ontario, the Canadian Men's Curling Championship here in Saskatoon. The 83rd Brier came to Saskatoon, and as you might have guessed, the people here were happy that it did. The hometown team was led by Scott Manners, and though they didn't finish on the podium, their fans cheered them on every step of the way. Not to mention every other team as well. Ontario's Glenn Howard started the week by making a record-tying 14th appearance, and then on Tuesday he reached a new mark for games played as well. Robert Desjardins prayed for a spot in the playoffs, but his team from Quebec fell just short. The Cooey boys gave their father Fred a wonderful 65th birthday present. Both Jamie and Kevin made the playoffs. Brad Gouju had a new look team representing Newfoundland Labrador. They struggled, finishing with a losing record. Rob Fowler led the Manitoba charge, and though he may have been a rookie skip, he led his team from Brandon all the way to the bronze medal. However, for all 12 teams, win or lose, simply making the Brier is something to cherish. Every year, there can only be one champion. But for everyone here, in fact, for every men's team in the country, they all have an equal chance to win it all next year. You see, the 2013 Brier in Edmonton is less than 12 months away. Nothing better than being able to hold that tankard high. And Ontario gets a chance to do that here in Saskatoon, and now they'll wear the maple leaf at the Men's Worlds set for Basel, Switzerland, March 31st through April 8th. But first, it's the Ford Women's Worlds, and next weekend, Saturday at 9 Eastern Time, it will be Heather Nedouin against Allison Pottinger's. The Canadians open against the Americans. It has been a wonderful week, as we knew it would, here in Saskatoon. A sincere thanks to all our crew for their hours of hard work. Thank you, ladies, gentlemen. And now on behalf of Linda Moore, Russ Howard, Kathy Gauthier, Brian Mudrick, and our entire crew. Oh boy, the Tim Hortons Brier, you know, is on Canada's sports leader, TSN. SportsCenter is next.